Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Saturday night smoke show, Old Smoky live stream, whatever you want to call it. I really haven't defined a name for it yet. I need to do that. It is a Saturday night live stream, and it's before Saturday Night Live too, which is that's a good thing, right? I've got a buddy that works for Saturday Night Live. Really, really, really good guy. Um, anyway, so I will wait a few minutes to start this live stream. So let me flip the camera around and I'll just talk to you guys. All right. I probably need to clean this front camera. Give me just a second to do that with, I don't know, a tissue maybe, since I can't use my shirt because it's tucked in. So, British tissue it is. I always clean the back camera before I start, but I never think about cleaning the front one. Okay. All right. So, few things this weekend. We'll start off with what we're going to be looking at tonight. That big box that you guys just seen on camera. Hey, what's up, K-Man? Is a box that I got from Delicious from Poland. And it's really weird. I've actually never had this happen. I've lost many things to customs over the years. I've had many things show up at customs and be there for 2 to 4 weeks. I mean, 4 weeks is really the extreme. Average time is really about 2 weeks. And if it's there any longer than that, you can almost 100% guarantee you're not going to get much back. So this box, I'm not exactly sure if it was 2 or 3 weeks. Delicious could tell us more. I don't know if he'll be on here or not. There's a link to his channel right at the top, by the way. Go subscribe. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. Hit the thumbs up or down, blah, blah, blah. You know, all the YouTube crap. Anyway, this box spent at least 2 weeks, I think longer, sitting in customs. And every single time I've personally ever had that happen, when I get the box, it has usually like some customs tape on it and a form on there declaring what they decided you weren't allowed to have. This doesn't appear that they've done that. I don't want to. I don't want to jinx myself. So knock on wood. I haven't opened it. Obviously, I just got it yesterday. Yesterday afternoon. I picked it up at like 3 o'clock, and I was just going to go ahead and open it to see what was going on. And as soon as the post lady handed it to me, I was like, that feels pretty heavy. So I have hope that they didn't rob it. Now, it could still be heavy because the only thing that they took would have been the mains, which would amount to like 8. Well, no, it would have been more than that because they'd have taken the pâtés and the lunch meat, most likely. Although I've lost Polish rations to customs before. And if you want to know some interest, I got the pâtés. I got the pâtés and the lunch meats whenever they raided those Polish rations. So I don't know why they would leave that in there, being that it's a meat product. And here's the thing. Here's my gripe about the whole customs ordeal that we have. Most countries that we are importing military rations from have way more stringent and way more rules when it comes to what they allow in the food, how the cleanliness of the factories, especially when it comes to military contractors. There's a lot more going on with those than even we have going on. Like, there's way more regulations, way more strict. They enforce strict rules when it comes to their military foods. I'm not going to say all, but most places that we're getting rations from. So why do we still have these rules? That brings me to like this baby formula thing where they were like, oh well, we can't import it because what? Because why? Because they have stricter rules on their manufacturing than we do. What they have is fine for us to import. Like, I could see them maybe being worried about importing something like that from us, but if you flip that situation around and us importing it from them, I could see doing that and doing like random tests on, you know, pulling out random samples and testing throughout, just to, because we're talking about babies, we're not talking about full-grown adults that can handle, you know, having a little bit of food poisoning here and there, which is not going to happen. But I'm just saying, adults can handle it. But you don't want to risk it with kids. So okay, pull random samples, sample it, and then import some baby formula. I mean, just seems logical to me that they would have made that happen a month ago, like, or actually longer than that ago, before we even ever had any sort of crisis of not having anything on the shelf. Really, if we can import it and it's the same price or cheaper, we need to do that. So I got a new coffee mug this week. It's got a mustache on it. Makes it look like I got a mustache. And I got a cool piece of, I guess you'd call it local history. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I'll probably have to wait till I turn it around. Anyways, it says Morris and Ross, and it is it's a little milk jug. It's a half pint. I just thought that was pretty cool. I'll probably drink out of this at some point. I don't know how well I'll be able to mix a drink in it or anything, but I will use it because it's out of Zanesville, Ohio. And on the back side it says half pint liquid, 152. I can't tell how old it is exactly, but it's pretty old. I'm going to assume it's probably at least 70 years old, probably older. And for it to have all this writing on it, you find these a lot that are just, you know, bare, nothing on them. So, oh yeah, my live chat is not on, Miss Renee. It's always, if I don't switch it right at the beginning, it's on top chat. So there's live chat. Thank you for reminding me of that, Miss Renee. And hope you're doing well, Miss Renee. Miss Renee was in the hospital. I just had a surgery there 2 weeks ago. Looks like Sean's here. Hang on, I got to sturdy this up somehow. Tighten everything down. Because if not, it'll be all over the place whenever I'm going through the chat. Which is Sean. When I say Sean, I mean Ruler Yak. Miss Marilyn, hello. And there's K-Man, or MRE Info. If you guys haven't went over to MREinfo.com and checked that out, I encourage you to do so. Let's see who else is here. Tracy Phillips, hello. Hope the grandkids are doing well. That's what I always think about when I think about Tracy, because the videos I've watched of Tracy, he had his grandkids with him, or they're around, and the one that sticks out in my head is the one where he went to Miss Marilyn's, AnnandAllen.com. Check that out. Get yourself some gooey butter cake. I don't know what holidays are coming up. Get some for Dad. I think Dad's holidays coming up, so get a gooey butter cake for Dad. I'm sure he'll love it. You know, most dads like the sweet stuff. Kind of like me. Leah, hello. And let's see, Dan's here. Oh, Cyanide Cookies. What's up, Dan? How you doing, man? Investory, hello. Couple new names this week. That's good. It's good to see new faces or new things in the chat, whatever you want to call them. New names. Just new names. Let's just stick with new names. All right, so real quick. Come here, kitty. Come here. Oh, this is Chubbs. I know, Chubby. This is the only one I didn't just clean his eyes, because his eyes, her eyes, I don't know, its eyes stay pretty decent. The other ones have issues. I know, you just want to go play, huh? They're at that age, like they are all over the place. Come here, little black one. Come here. Come here, little one. Come here, baby. I know. Oh. This is tiny because, well, the obvious. It's freaking tiny. And I do mean tiny. This one's half the size of the other ones. And it's got the biggest voice out of everybody, don't you? Huh? You want to meow for everybody? Can you do that? Can you? Meow. Come on. Make some noise. Oh. Come here. This one will not eat food yet. No matter what I do, it will not eat. So these are some really weird kittens. I've been keeping basically 2 of them alive. This one and the other one. This one I have been giving formula, and that's all it will eat. Well, that and it'll eat off its mom. And then the other one, the gray one, that I thought was going to die. I really did. I thought it was going to die. There you go. Make some noise for him, huh? By far the loudest one out of all of them. Anyways, I thought it was going to die, and I started force feeding it formula because it did not want to eat, and it still doesn't want to eat. Will not drink water, doesn't want to drink formula, but it is eating wet cat food now. And it's like, it gets full and its belly's big, but the rest of it's like it's not processing the food because it won't drink anything. I've been forcing water down it. I don't like doing that, and I don't understand why it won't drink water, but that's what I'm dealing with. Alright, I'll let you go. I gotta watch because they get under my feet, and if I step on one of them, I can easily kill one, especially this one. This one's so tiny. Oh, it's got one eye that messes up. The other one is clean, and the other one, I just cleaned it. Literally just cleaned it. I know. Their eyes got to be getting a little bit sore. Hey, what are you doing? Get out of there. Come here. Look. Alright, let's get this box opened up, and let's see if Customs happen to decide to do anything inside the box. I don't think they did, but, and Delicious, I sent pictures to Delicious, and at some point earlier today, he did see the pictures and said he didn't think that they'd opened it. Now, there's one corner that it looks like it might have been opened, with the big belly who will eat food. Huh. Well, I'll take care of that, K-Man. I think they all have they all have weird issues from drinking their mom's milk, and I've been trying to get them away from that because I think that's what's made them sick. I think that's why I lost the first one. I think it's all the issues, and the stuff that's coming out around their eyes smells like infection. It has a smell to it that smells like infection. So I don't know. It's a pain in the butt. Alright, it's not there anymore. Alright, flip the camera around and let's open this box up. Originally, what did this thing weigh? Go on. You don't need to be right there. Go on. They're going to be a nuisance today, I can promise you that. I'm not sure how much this package weighs. Let me see if I can figure that out real quick. Looks like 6.5 kilograms. So that would be, what was that, 2.2 pounds? So times 2, that's 13 pounds. And then 0.2 times 6 is a pound and 0.2. 13. So about 14 and a half pounds, roughly. Almost 15 pounds. In between 14 and 15 pounds. You know, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like it could very well be that weight, but let's find out. Still working with my broken knife, man. I hate that. Ooh. I've actually never broke the tip off of one of my knives before. Alright, you can't chew on the cord, dummy. You can't chew on the phone cord. Go on. Stupid. Stupid kittens. They don't know no better. I know they don't know no better. Alright. I don't know if that's a good sign or not. Whoa. Alright. I don't even, it's like I'm not opening this box right. I'm not opening this box right. It goes this way. Oh, weird. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Please don't be open. Please don't be open. Okay, there's some sort of envelope right here on top. Okay. Let's see what this is. Not sure. Might have just been used for padding. Okay, I'm a little confused. I think this might have just been used for padding. It's kind of what it's looking like, unless I'm not looking in the right. I guess that's what that was for. Alright, moment of truth. Oh, yes. There, that one's unopened. Oh, yay. Yay. This is a menu 1. SRG menu 1. So we're going to have one of these tonight. And then we'll probably finish it off next week. Try to make a 2 meals out of it. That's also a menu number 1. And this is also a menu number 1. So we got 3 menu number 1s. That makes it easy. We're just going to keep one menu number 1 out. Keep the roughest looking one out. Let's see. Maybe this one. Not sure. Yeah. Yeah, well. This one seems a little more compact and well packed. So put it back in there, and yeah, I'm shocked that this thing spent 2 to 3 weeks in customs, in their possession, and they didn't open it. Like, I don't get it. Okay. Hey, CT with the super chat says, I call first trade for a menu 1. You got it, buddy. You got it. I have a spare. I do have a spare. So you got it, man. You just hit me up with whatever you want, man, and I'll hook you up. I'll make it happen. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. You didn't have to do that, man. You got my number to text me. All you gotta do is text me and tell me you want it. So, all right, let's get into this and see. Let's see. Best by date is October 20th. Let's get a little better camera angle. Let's zoom that puppy in a little bit. So best by date is right there of October 20th of 2022. So this is still in date, right? Yeah. So the manufacturing date was right here. Looks like it was probably 10/20 of 21, maybe. I'm wondering if that's what that means right there. So the 1 being 21, and then October 20th, since it's October 20th here. So these only have a 1 year shelf life on them, or a 1 year inspection date, Best By date. I'm not sure exactly what they determine that to be. And on the front of your SRGs as well, you're going to have English, which makes it really nice. So you can, wait, they don't have English on? Yeah, they do. Right? Yeah, okay. So it looks like we got Tashanka. No, wait. Tyroshka. Anyways, luncheon meat. We got poultry goulash. There's honey. What's next here? Raspberry flavored instant tea. Banana flavored drinking chocolate with calcium. That's new. Huh. I don't know that I've ever had that. It's right here. Banana flavored drinking chocolate with calcium. Huh. And then we've got crisp breads. And then next we got meatballs and vegetable sauce, which is, I've had that menu before, and it's awesome. Special crackers, special rusks, which are, ugh, you know, they're not bad. They taste good. Then we got concentrated isotonic drink. We've got, what's this one? Oh, this is a freeze-dried fruit mix. What do they call that? Lyophilized? Lyophilized fruit mix? Huh. We got 10 bacon. What? 10 bacon? Lard, margarine. That's what it says after that. But that says 10 bacon. There's a little fly or something on there. I don't like killing anything, but yeah, okay. And then we got crisp breads. We got blackcurrant jam. We have, what's next? What is that? Forest flavored instant tea. Over here. Cereal bar with raspberry jelly and cocoa glaze. What? Huh. Well, sugar, vitamin C candy, instant coffee, fruit and cereal bar with apricot flavor, chewing gum, coffee candies, bitter chocolate. It's going to be the great big huge bar of chocolate. Salt, pepper, plastic bag, your heating set, handkerchief, moisturized handkerchief. Cool. That's a wet wipe. Disposable cup, plastic zip bag, disposable cutlery, napkins, and your Polish issued butt ration. Sweet. All right, let's get this thing opened up. Check it out. Cat, stop it. Ugh, all right, I fixed it. Probably back the camera up for this, since this is a colossal. The Polish SRGs are just absolutely humongous. I would argue that they have, well, they have more food than a Australian CR1M. But the CR1M has a more selection, more items, kind of broke down more along the lines of like a first strike ration with all the snacks and stuff like that. But this has a lot of food, like real food in it. So we'll start off. That's a look inside one. It's just been opened up. Look how nicely packed that is. It's very well done. The way everything's kind of got a place. I'm sure these are packed by hand. They place everything in there exactly the way it's got to be so that this bag will close. Because I don't know if any of you guys have ever unpacked one of these and then tried to put it back in the bag. It's almost impossible. I'm just going to say it's really, really hard to get everything to go back into the same bag. So, I mean, you can do it, but you kind of got to mess with it a little bit sometimes. Okay, let's see what we got here. First thing I see is the heating kit that comes with a bag, which is a trash bag. That's what that is intended for. comes with, they've changed these up a little bit. And this one's missing the cup handle. You got, well, maybe it's in there. You got your fuel tabs, which are in a red tube now. This is really nice, man, because you get these rations, and you don't use these most of the time if you're eating at home or something like that. But you got these, you can take these camping, power goes out, you've got some really nice, well-contained fuel tabs, and they shouldn't dry out or anything like that. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 8 tabs in there. That is enough to heat up 24 hours worth of food. In here, what do we got in here? Oh, can't get it open. Is it supposed to unscrew? Nope, it's supposed to pop. Okay. Yep, the handle is in here. All right, let me just dump it out right here. Let's check it out. So you got a nice little tube, again, waterproof, I would say, or at least close to it. Almost waterproof. You got 3 windproof, waterproof matches that come in here. You got your handle that you bend, and you can use it like that or like that. So you got your nice little handle. And then you got your little El Cheapo matches here. Looks like you probably got about 20 to 25 matches in there, if I was to guess. So really nice little kit. A little piece of kit, really. I mean, this is, like I said, something you can definitely use outside of the ration. And of course, you got your little Esbit stove. Bend up, set up. So it's really nice little set. The French set is on par with this, I would say, as being similar as far as the contents. They're both really nice, but I do like the addition of these tubes. I think the tubes are really nice. They used to be in little punch-out, like blister packs, and now they're in tubes. It's nice. Let's see what else we got here. Here is our accessory kit, and it looks like they've changed cups as well. I think this is the freshest SRG I've ever had, that I've ever opened. I've had them when they were fresher, but I never did open it. I sat around on it for like a year after that before I opened it up, and it was out of date by the time I opened it up. So all right, looks like they went with recycled cups here. Or no, you are drinking from a 100% compostable cup. How about that? It says the earth says thanks. It's all in English too. Interesting. And this bag is very different than the ones they used to use. The one that is holding these cups now. Look how low down that's sealed. Way down here. Let's see if I can get it to open up. I doubt it. Without having to cut it or rip it. This is like really sticky plastic. Nope, it's not going to happen. So I'm going to have to cut it. There we go. Now inside here, we've got 3 of our coffee candies, these are actually really good. I really enjoy these. We've got 3 vitamin C candies. Different flavors, all 3 are different flavors. I don't think that's always the case. I think sometimes you get a duplicate. I think they try to give you at least 2 flavors. That looks like probably orange. I have no clue what those flavors are. Nope. I have no clue. I'm going to guess like a lemon lime or something, or lime. No idea what the blue one would be. Probably orange. And then we have, this is our Polish issued butt ration, or toilet paper. It's really nice little, very well sealed, real nice plastic. It's nice. You got 3 Be Fresh wet wipes. Yep. I got one of those up here in my display. It's a little bit different than that, but here's a couple, 2 or 3 baggies here. I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to use these for unless you're supposed to separate out your meals and put them in baggies, because let's see. I want to see how many baggies are actually here. I think there's 3 here. There is. There's 3 baggies there. So I guess you separate out in 3 different meals if you wanted to, so you could put it in your rucksack and separate it out so it could fit in little crevices where you've got the room. And then we've got 2 salts and 2 peppers, 3 packages of xylitol gum, 2 pieces per package. So you got 6 pieces of xylitol gum, all mint flavored. And we also in here have 1 10-gram pack of sugar. That's weird. We have a coffee. We got 2 coffees in here. So you got your 2 coffees and only 1 sugar. So I guess you're supposed to split the sugar between the 2 coffees. That, or they don't typically drink coffee with sugar, I think, is how it goes. So put all that back in there real quick. What is this? It's in there. Not the same way it was, but it's close enough. Sure, I'll be using some of that today. Anyway, there's your accessory kit. Next up, we have our 100-gram. These are amazing. 60% cocoa, dark chocolate bars. Amazing chocolate bars. Here is our cereal bar. Should be apricot flavored, I do believe. Hang on. Yep, there it is. Apricot flavor. I love these things with a passion. I've actually had Delicious send me some of those before. I think I bought some one time, and he sent me a couple one time. There's nothing like that. Nothing at all. I've never found anything even similar to this in the United States. Trust me, I've looked too. These things, for me, they've got like a creaminess to them, and the cereal's really nice, but the fruit flavor's really good. I love the things. The apricot's probably top 3, top 2. It's not my favorite, I don't think. I really like the lemon and lime one. And then we have this, which is Fruitica jelly. This is that bar, like I couldn't figure out what that was on the contents list. I've never seen one of these before in an SRG. It's a 40-gram bar. And it looks like it's raspberry flavored jelly inside of like some sort of chocolate bar with like nougat, or maybe there's like cereal in there. Not exactly sure. I don't think there's English on this. Let me see what that said on the front of this bag real quick. If I can find it. Should say something about it being raspberry flavored. Then we got that banana flavored drinking chocolate, which is going to be different. Oh, here it is. Cereal bar with raspberry jelly and cocoa glaze. So that's what that is. It is cereal, like a cereal bar with the raspberry jelly and a cocoa glaze. Interesting. Okay, let's keep going. We've got oh, nice new design on the crisp breads. Gran X. It's maybe just a new manufacturer. I can tell you this. Packaging. Huge upgrade in the packaging. These are really nice. I feel like that'll keep these fresh a lot longer, even though it's still a clear plastic. It's super thick. I don't know if you guys can tell, but like, it's It's like really, really stiff plastic. Really nice. So there's what, 2, 4, 6, or 7 crisp breads per package there. Really cool. Lots of new looks. Stuff that has a new look to it. Looks like we got our cutlery sets here. These even feel nicer. And they definitely look different. The spoons, and wow. We'll have to check that out. I think there should be one more set in here. Maybe. Yep. It's heavier. Way heavier than the old ones. The old ones were just absolute and total junk. Just trash. If I have one set in here, which I probably do, I'll show you what I mean. Alright. So we got... I think this is that banana chocolate like protein drink. Maybe. Because I see it looks like banana right there. So I'm going to guess that's probably what that is. 25 grams. Let's see how heavy it was supposed to be. Chocolate. Yep, it says 25 grams right there. Wait. Banana. Where's it at? Calcium. It's a chocolate with calcium. Banana flavored drink with chocolate. Added calcium. So that's the right weight for that. So that's probably what that is. And here we have, these are going to be your flavored teas. Oh, look, they finally color-coded them. There's a blue one, and that one's black. So these should be different. It's always hard to tell, but it's not looking like they... Yeah, they are. Okay, so there's the flavors. I don't know what's what, but I always have to use the front of the bag with the English to figure out what's what there. What else we got here? Oh, cool. There's the menu list. Here's our freeze-dried fruit. Very nice. Hydrotonic. So some sort of tonic drink. Dietary supplement. I do not know what flavor this is. And it's all packed in up at the top right here. So if I was to just open it, got to try to get that seal to open up to get it to fall back down inside the drink. We'll deal with that later. Let's see here. Is there any English on here? I'm not exactly sure what kind of tonic drink that is. That's new as well. Definitely new packaging. Probably a new manufacturer here, which is Albion, trademark of Boucham Corporation and its subsidiaries. Olymp Laboratories. Huh. Definitely a new look. What's this? So this is all in Polish, I do believe. Yeah. Well. Yep. It's all in Polish. So that's pretty much no good to me. Cold and humid. So there's going to be either a pate or a lunch meat. Oh, we got another. Oh, here's another one of the hydrotonic drinks. They look to both be the same. I don't know about the flavor, so I'll use the front of the bag here in a minute and look. That might be honey. I'm going to say probably honey. Look, they've changed the shapes of this and made it all rounded on the bottom, so it doesn't. It seems like it didn't dent up as bad, actually. So that's nice. December of 2022. Looks like Best By date there, which I've eaten these things 3 years out of date. I had one recently that was 3 years out of date, and everything in it was perfect. There's another tea. It's one of the black flavored ones. It's probably lemon. And we got some more crisp breads here. Looks like the same. Is it? No. Should be one wheat and one white. Or one rye, maybe. Not sure. They look very similar. What else we got? Here's our actual crackers, special biscuits, rusks, tank treads, whatever you want to call them. There's one of the mains. I'm not sure which one this is. This is the meatballs or the goulash. Oh, no, this is the honey. That must be jam. I don't know if... We must have a jam. I like that little pack. I mean, that's a tiny pack of honey, though. It seems like they might have downgraded quite a bit. And it is certainly crystallized. 100% real honey. Just like we had in that old IMP last week, which was awesome. Another package of special biscuits, rusks, crackers. There's a very dented main. Very dented. But it seems to be okay. Yeah, the top looks fine. So that's great that that's not actually compromised, because that is one heck of a dent, folks. For it to do that to the bottom of the can, which is extremely tough right there along that edge, something pretty heavy had to do that. It looks like it got hit. Like that looks like somebody tried to shape the can or something. It's got a pretty good dent over here too, but as you can see, the bottom held over here, but over here it actually caved it in. Pretty bad. And we have one of these is going to be the bacon. I think this might be it. Let me look on the front of the can or the bag real quick. Where was that bacon at? Tinned bacon. Let's see if we can match that up. Yep, this is the tinned bacon, which I think is going to be like a bacon fat or something. Uh-oh, it might be busted. Oh, that's a weird sound coming out of that. Huh. I'm going to let you guys hear it. I'm going to put it up to the microphone. I'm going to squeeze it just like this. You hear that? It's like liquid. It almost sounds like it's leaking somewhere, but I don't guess it is. CT said the bacon's going to be like Spam. Except is it bacon though? Is it going to taste like bacon, not Spam? That's what I'm looking forward to, if it's going to taste like actual bacon. Which this is something I think I want to use to cook with or to fry with, or fry this up individually. So I might need to take extra steps and set up a skillet and a way to cook it. And maybe we should do that with the bacon. So we might do that next week. And I might just have the lunch meat this week, which is going to be, I don't know if it's poultry or what that was. It's going to be that Tyrolsk, however you pronounce it. Tyrolska luncheon meat. So that is the luncheon meat. And that's a substantially larger can there. 190 grams on that, and that's only 100 grams. It's almost double on the bacon. And then what else did I have a question about? All the hydrotonic drinks. Let's see what those are real quick. Not seeing it. Vitamin C candies. Huh. I don't know what these are. 20 grams. Okay, that should help. Let's look for the 20 grams, 20 grams, 20 grams. Huh. Still not finding it. What the heck? I think, no. Cereal bar, sugar, vitamin C candies, 4 grams. We got, I think they're not putting the grams on here. They're just putting it in satchels or something like that, sacks. Bitter chocolate, disposable cup, disposable cutlery, napkin, toilet paper. I have no idea. I have no idea on that. I don't think it's listed. You guys tell me. Do you see it on there anywhere? I don't see them on there. Maybe I'm overlooking it. Huh. Wouldn't mind knowing what the flavor is. Yeah, Spam is weird. I'm not a huge Spam fan. Some people love it. The only way I really tolerate Spam is to eat it fried. I found a can of Spam in that abandoned town in Pennsylvania that we went to. It was from, I want to say it was from 98 or something. It never even made the TV show. This is something that I actually dug out from underneath and back behind an old pantry that was in a kitchen. And there was 2 or 3 cans of Spam there. And one of them was all rusted and had rusted open. And then there was another one sitting beside it that was kind of not in that great a shape. And then the one on the other side of it it looked almost perfect. And I pulled it out of there, and Christopher was the field producer that was kind of running that shoot. And I told Josh, I was like, dude, we're going to eat this. He's like, no, I'm not eating that. I was like, dude, this looks perfect. The can was perfect. There was no bloating or anything like that. Opened that can of Spam up, and it was like some sort of special edition from back around the millennium or something like that. And that can of Spam was perfect, and it was about 20 years old whenever we opened it up. And it had been setting in weather. I mean, definite setting in weather. So I don't know if anybody happened to see what the isotonic drinks are, but I do not see it listed on there at all. Nope, I don't see it. Anyway. What you doing, Chubby? Huh? What you doing, Bubby? Huh? What you doing, Bubbers? Alright, come here. Come here, say hello to everybody again. What, Bubby? Or a little girl? I'm not sure. I think it's a little girl. I need to clean her eyes. She's the healthiest by far. Yeah, look at all that packaging. I know you want to play with it, and if I scratch its butt, it likes to chew on stuff. Yeah. You had something hanging off your whisker. Oh, they all got like a little bit of respiratory congestion. Okay, let's pick out what we're eating. Let me see what the mains were again. I know one of them was something meatballs. So we got poultry goulash, which I think is probably what this one is. Maybe not, actually. Nope, this is the meatballs in vegetable sauce. This is the meatballs in vegetable sauce. Which I know is amazing, but poultry goulash. So that's probably going to be in a red sauce as well. I'm going to go with the poultry goulash this week, and we'll do the meatballs next week. That should be fine, unless that just happened and it's going to end up rupturing, but I don't think it did. I don't know. Putting that one up. We'll keep one of the isotonic drinks out for this week. We'll go with... I do think these might be the white ones, and maybe these are rye or whole wheat. I don't see any English on them, so yeah, we'll go with those. We'll keep a pack of crackers out. Do the fruit next week, maybe. There's a tea. We'll maybe do this week, depending on what I pick out right here. What else? Oh yeah, what is that? I don't remember if there was supposed to be jam or not. Meatballs. How many grams is that? It's 25 grams. Should make it easy. That's blackcurrant jam. Okay. So we will do... Yeah, we'll do the jam this week. Keep the honey for next week. We'll do the lunch meat this week. Bacon next week, because that might go good with the meatballs as well. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, this might be something I want to fry up. I don't know. You guys probably would rather see this week than that, because you guys have probably seen these 100 times. Never seen that one. Chocolate bar stays. And I'm going to have the banana drink with this, just because it might mix well. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if this is supposed to be made hot or cold. And I do not... I could try to translate that, but there's no way the camera will work on that shiny, shiny packaging. So if anybody has a tip on how I'm supposed to make this, hot or cold, I could sure use your help on that. Now, oops. I need to get a coffee out of here. There's a coffee. Leave the coffee candy out. I don't need the toilet paper or anything. I will leave a salt and a pepper out if I can get it. And there's a Be Fresh. And I will do... I'm going to do the blue one and see if I can figure out what flavor that is. Put 2 of the cutleries up there. Of course, I don't need that. All right. I think we're good to go. We got our meal. All right. Which I will go throw that in some boiling water here in just a minute. I want to get things squared away before I do that, because I do not want to leave that in the boiling water no longer than like 4 minutes. All right. There we go. Okay. Looks like that's the fill line for the isotonic drink. There's the coffee. Tea, salt and pepper. There's our chocolate bar, crackers, crisp breads, chocolate banana drink. Oops, I guess I left 2 of the coffee candies out. And there's our... Let's go ahead and let's Be Fresh. These do have a really nice lemon scent to them. Like, it's not strong like a Pledge or anything like that. It's just a really nice, fresh, just like it says. It's a nice, fresh scent. Make you be fresh. And I guess you could use this to probably wipe your face off too, huh? Probably got alcohol in it. Maybe. No, maybe it doesn't. Doesn't seem to be having that cooling effect on my face. All right. Well, nice little wet wipe there. Which I was clean to start with, but way. Let's take a look at this real quick. Whoops. So, oh wow, yes. Very, very sturdy compared to the old stuff. That sturdy, it's stiff, really stiff. Obviously not flexible because I just broke the little stirring spoon. It's biodegradable, I do believe, is what's going on here, because it's got like that rough matte finish, but it is 10 times stiffer than the old stuff. The old stuff would always break really, really easily, like the spoons especially. These are nice compared to the old stuff. This is 10 times nicer, 10 times better. Yep, biodegradable right there. Biodegradable. And we're down a spoon because I tried to be cool and bend it. See how it would do the bend test. You do not want to try to bend this stuff or it'll just snap. Oh well, it's okay. Alright, let me go get, oh, there's our blackcurrant jam and our lunch meat. I'm gonna go put this in some boiling water and I'll be right back. All right. Well, that's not what I meant to do. Holy cow. Huh. You know what? I forgot bottles of water. And I still don't know about this. I don't know if I'm supposed to make that hot or cold. Be right back. Oh, I didn't check the time, what time I put that in there. Little kitty, I moved your litter box. I moved it. You got it. And changed it all around today. Come here. Let me show you. Let me show you. Yeah, K-Man, I'll have to talk to you about that kitten. Well, maybe after the stream. It'll probably be too late, but I'll try. After I get everything cleaned up, I'll try to talk to you about it, because it's got a couple other weird quirks going on that I don't understand. So, all right, I had to have put that in there at least 2 minutes ago. So 61. Okay. Do what I know first. I know this tea. That's a Pink Floyd cup. Cannot remember how much water it calls for. It's been a while. 250 mils. All right. Oh, this is the raspberry. Pretty sure. This is good. Good stuff. That is so good. It's just like candy. Yum. Water. 250 mils. I think I got 250 mils already here. Yeah. leave about that much left in the bottle. There we go. All right. Give it a stir with one. I hope these things don't start falling apart because they're biodegradable. Guess we'll find out. I'm just going to leave it in there. That stuff's kind of got to set for a little bit anyway. And we'll do the coffee. Go ahead and use my... I don't know, man. This is a great big... This is way bigger than what I'm typically... How much water does this call for? It doesn't. But it's 2 grams. I think this makes a pretty substantial cup of coffee. Could be wrong. But Bob Ross is taking the stage again this week. Must be freeze-dried. There we go. And I don't think I have any sugar handy to put in it. Here's one of the old little stirring spoons. That, or is that what the... Huh, they made them bigger. See, they used to be tiny. I mean, this thing feels really dinky and tiny. But I guess they done away with that. Or maybe there was, I don't know. I can't remember how many little spoons there were in there. 2 or 3 spoons. I'll get sugar when I go back in there and grab the main here right now. I'm going to grab the main right now. I'm not leaving it in there any longer. Yep. Well, that didn't exactly go as planned. So I picked it up out of there, had it all the way out of there, and it slipped out of the tongs and fell back in the water and spilled about half the water out of the pot that I had the boiling water in. So that was awesome. And I forgot sugar because of that. It's alright, I'll go get some here in a second. There's some water up in here. Yeah, that makes a full cup of coffee. It's probably still going to be pretty strong, actually. And I know I don't have no creamer handy. Probably got some in here. Look. Real quick. There's the sugar. Sugar. Need a creamer. I'd like to have a creamer. So many extras. We'll see if I got one. I got a Canadian sugar. bunch of stuff here that Bob sent me. I got a bunch of people sent me some coffees. So I've used a bunch of this stuff that he sent me. Used up almost all of it, actually. Well, I don't see any in there. Okay. No creamer. Don't need it. It's alright. As you can see, Bob made his appearance. Alright. I was going to do something old this week, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have fun with this new Polish stuff and just kind of try to enjoy a good meal. Cumin spiced lamb. Cumin spiced lamb. I haven't had much luck with all the lamb that I've tried. I ate lamb in New York City, and I wasn't really a big fan of it. I've had it in IMPs and stuff, but might have had it in a Norwegian once too. I don't know. Can't remember. All right, let's get this hydrotonic thing opened up. Let's see what it's all about. There we go. I didn't want to just go crazy opening that up because that powder gets trapped in the top up there. There we go. Well, it's kind of got a yellow tint to it. Ooh, that does not smell like what I thought it was. It smells like creamy, kind of. I guess I was reckless with the sugar and I spilled it. All right. Yeah, that's got a weird smell to it. Almost smells like vanilla, believe it or not. Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to add some water to it, and we'll see. Oh. We'll see what it turns out to be. It's almost up to that line, ain't it? I didn't crease the bag like I usually do when there's something like this. Yeah, that's almost there. Give it just a little bit more. I don't know if that's got a gusset on the bottom or not. All right. Give it a fold. It does. Cool. And also, is this one with the sticky crap on it? No. Picked up these little cups. It wasn't a Goodwill. Goodwills have almost been all ran out of here, around here. Oh, I was probably supposed to open this up and add the water instead of leaving it flat, because it's way down below that line. There, that's about where it's supposed to be. And I'll give it another shake real quick before I dump some in that little cup. Definitely has a lemon appearance to it. Let's see what it smells like now. Oh, wow. Oh, God. That smells straight up like a cleaner. Lemon cleaner. I mean, it's got like this very harsh. Whew. Almost, I mean, it smells chemical. Yeesh. Oh boy. Okay. Hello, Tanya. How you doing? That's also looks to be a newer name. Yes, it definitely has a very Pledge scent to it. I even like the chemical part of Pledge. This smells like it. I'm going to try it. So it doesn't taste as chemical as it smells. So, I mean, it's got one of the strongest lemon chemical smells I've ever smelled in any kind of drink. And it has a definite vitamin scent going on, and also like a little bit of a follow-up in the flavor. It's very strange. It's definitely got to have vitamins added to it. It has to. Stir this tea up. Well, the spoon hasn't dissolved yet. It's not like one of those stupid paper straws, at least. I think that's awesome that they've got these fully biodegradable spoons and stuff now. There was something else that was biodegradable as well. Now this, I don't really know. I don't know what to do with this. 150 mils. Well, I guess we'll go with making it cold. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know what. I don't know if. I doubt it's supposed to be hot since it's banana flavored. Oh. And I did see there's a lot of pure cocoa in here. Like just cocoa powder. Ooh, that's. I don't want the chunks. I'm going to try just the powder on its own. Oh, definitely taste that banana. Really sticky. Those little pieces I put in my mouth, very sticky. I might want to start with a little bit of hot water because it did not dissolve in my mouth very well at all. Alright. It only calls for 150 mils, which is not very much at all. I'm going to start with a little bit of hot water here. And then I'll add the cold after I get this mixed up. See, it's like, seems really sticky. Although, that might actually be tasty to eat like that, huh? Kind of looks good, doesn't it? It smells good. It smells real nice. It looks like a brownie mix, really. I almost bet that would set up like a banana, like a brownie. Hi. Oh, here, come and say hello to everybody. Little Miss Priss. Here, you can get up there. I don't care. That's fine. Say hello. Whoop. She is a scaredy cat, too. Every little sound, and if she gets, like, just barely touched, she'll jump. But she's a cutie pie. She is a cutie pie. I'm almost tempted to see if that will set up. I want to try it off the spoon in its thick form like this. Actually tastes pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and add some water to it, even though I think it would probably solidify. Absolutely. It's already starting to, I think. Anyway. It feels wrong putting this water in there. Alright. There we go. That's all the water it gets. Does not seem to be mixing properly. If I wouldn't have put that hot water in it, it wouldn't have mixed at all. It'd just be a bunch of powder sitting on top there. I can guarantee you that. I don't know. I'll stir on it some more. Pretty weird stuff. Come on, little girl. Come on. I just cleaned her eyes, too, right before I started. Come on. She is really pretty, though. She's got really pretty spots, or collar, whatever. She's pretty. She's a pretty girl. Yes, her is. I know. Scratch your belly. Scratch your belly. Here. Okay. On to what do I got to do next here? I probably should give that just a little bit more stir. This is really weird. This is a weird drink, man. I don't know. Look at that. Huh. It's got chunks all through it. In the bottom, I can feel them. I think I'm just going to have to add some more water to it. I'm going to add a little bit of hot to it. Maybe that'll help it. Because I don't really have much use for the hot water this week. Last week I used all my hot water on the IMP and MCI mixture that I had going on last week. Spoon's being difficult. Trying to clean. Stuff is not wanting to come off of it. Alright. Moving on. We got our chocolate bar here, which actually is not broken at this point. So if I can pull it out of here whole, that'll be awesome. And I've bought quite a few different dark chocolate bars here in the United States at Walmart or wherever. And I haven't found anything as good as this. Look at that. I mean, that's like money. If you were in wartime somewhere and you were actually in a conflict and the locals, you could use that for bartering, trading for whatever you needed. I guarantee you there's a lot of places in the world that right there would work just as good as money. I mean, you could probably get $5 worth of stuff out of that without a whole lot of issue, you know what I mean? At least I think you probably could. Alright, let's see what this is looking like. Looks like something I'd want to fry up, honestly. I smell it. Is this chicken? I can't tell. It all looks and smells the same to me. Alright, let's take a look at this thing. Cereal with raspberry jelly in it, chocolate coated. It's going to be a good looking bar. Oh yeah. It's kind of sticky here on top where the jelly might have got squished out of it a little bit. I don't know. Oh, it smells really good. Oh, that's going to be so good. I have a feeling that's going to be pretty tasty. I think the packaging actually looks better than the bar. I'll just leave it the way it was. Oh, yeah, that looks nice. Got our crackers here. Which these things are no joke. They smell really nicely toasted, and you can certainly smell those caraway seeds in them. Caraway seeds have a very aromatic quality to them. There's a lot of flavor involved with them as well, but they're very aromatic. This is like weird. Look how it's like the way it dried out when it baked and separated, like almost like a hardtack or something. I mean, that's really what that is. I'll bet you could leave those laying out like that for a few days and come back and I'm sure you could still consume them. I mean, without any issue. There's no moisture in there at all, I'm sure. So I'd say these are about as close to a military hardtack that's still in circulation today as anything. I don't know any other countries that use, well, other than those exact crackers. Lithuania. Now, I don't know if I can get these to open up right, because I know I'll never eat all these right now. There's a lot of food right here, which I am splitting the breakfast up between this, and I'll bet this is probably supposed to be breakfast. The cereal bar, the lunch meat, and either pick this or crackers, whatever you want to eat that lunch meat on. Yeah, I'm just going to have to put those in a baggie afterwards. Stupid cat. Alright, let's get one out of there. At least one to start with. We got our black currant jam. It's a little runny on top. See? I don't know if you guys can see it or not. It's so dark. It's got a little bit of liquid on top, though. I will put it right there. Alright, now I need the main. And I think my bowl is big enough, to hold it. What did I do with the main? Oh, there it is. Okay. And I guess I could just eat it out of the can, technically. Oh. I figured this would be in red sauce. Huh. It's not in red sauce. Alright. That wasn't cat food, cat. It's people food. Alright. I'm just going to eat it out of the can. I think we are ready to get started here. Takes a little while to get everything opened up. I apologize, y'all. It's just kind of, that's how it is. I mean, I went just about as quick as I can, really. Let's take a look at what's going on in here. Looks like some big old chunks of chicken. Wow, look at that. Beautiful. Just freaking beautiful. Nice chunks of chicken. It almost looks like they just cooked the whole breast and put it in here. Look at that. Looks like there's dark and white meat. There's a vein in there that I'm going to try to get out of there right now. You guys hear my dog? Hang on. That's cool. When I do my live stream, she likes to get comfortable in here. Usually she stays away from me. But when I'm in here doing the live stream and I'm talking the whole time, I think it soothes her. And she comes in here and lays down in the chair and falls asleep. And she was just going. it was cool. It was cool. All right, time to microphone here and get us some power, because if not, I think we're going to be running low. We're down to 29%. All right, I'm going to try this main right now. I don't know what else is going on in here. It looks like onion. I don't know what that like gravy is in there. It's kind of weird actually looking. Some sort of a goulash, right? Isn't this a goulash? Yeah, it's a goulash. Alright, give it a try. Here we go. Down the hatch. Very nice chicken. Tender. Flavorful. The goulash itself around it, there's a lot of spices going on in there. Little chunks of onion, maybe little chunks of celery, it tastes like. There's definitely some garlic going on in there. Onion, like onion powder, onion salt, something. What else is in there, man? There's a lot going on inside of that dish right there. And there, I mean a lot. You can see, like, I guess that's little chunks of onion in there. Yeah, adds a lot of flavor to it. What the heck? What are you doing? Please go play somewhere else. Go on. Go on. Oh, I got a story to tell you guys about myself being at Walmart the other day and witnessing some animal cruelty. I'll tell you guys after I eat, though. Anyway, get a bite with some of that other stuff in there. It looks like that might be fat. I don't want that. Yeah, I don't want that. Nope. Can keep that. Not a huge fan of brown meat either, but here we go. Not bad. Let's give this crisp bread a try. Literally like no smell. Better not be the mom cat. Oh. Okay. Crisp breads. Literally no smell. Light sweetness to it. That's got to be a wheat crisp bread. If not, then it sure tastes like it's got a lot of wheat to it, or like a whole grain aspect to it or something. But I do think that these two are going to pair quite well together, because the chicken is very tender, so that crunch of the crisp bread will be nice to mix in there. Well, that piece of chicken was hard to chew up, kind of stringy, somewhat. Let's see. I don't want to drip it everywhere, so. The Polish meals, man, I'm telling you, they're like home cooking. Although I will say the chicken's a little bit more difficult to eat than I would like. First few bites I had were really tender, and it just, kind of broke down really easy. This is not happening now. Like, I've got to chew a lot. Like fibrous. I'll try some of this lunch meat. I'm going to try just a little bite on its own here before I do it on any type of bread or cracker. It's pretty bland compared to the main. I should have tried this first. But it kind of melts in your mouth. It's got a chicken flavor to it. Poultry. It's very rich. Now that it's melting in my mouth, kind of, the fats. To eat anything like that, I feel like I need a cracker or something. I don't like just eating it out of the can. I don't know about you guys. Some people like eating it that way, not me. I mean, I can, but I prefer not to. My preference is with a vessel to carry it into my mouth that I can bite on. Now, these things, I've had them 100 times. They never change. They're well baked, nicely toasted on one side usually, more on one side than the other, but the other side's not bad either. And they always got that strong caraway flavor. These are actually pretty good. Pretty fresh, too. These ones. But you don't need a knife when you got one of these. You can just cut through just about anything with one of these special biscuits. I do feel like this stuff right here would be good fried. I gotta say, the biscuit's so overpowering flavor-wise, though, that I taste it way more than I taste the lunch meat. But there are no Carl's Jr.'s around here. I don't know that I've ever even ate at Carl's Jr.'s before. I think it's time to wash that down with some of this raspberry tea. This has a really nice, like, reddish pink color to it in person, but it looks more brown on camera. Hey, looks like Delicious is here. I mean, it does have a pretty strong tea flavor. Black tea. Just mixed with that fruity flavor. It's really nice, actually. Way better as a flavored tea than a lot of other stuff that I've had. The Polish, man, they do it right. I'm telling you, the stuff that they do, they don't screw around. Like, it's good. It's good stuff. Add that in there. I don't usually do that, but this weird banana drink. I could have used Delicious a little bit ago. Or I think he said his American name would be Peter. So, or I'd probably call him Pete. Where to next? Let's do some blackcurrant jam. Man. All right. Kind of mix in a little bit of that liquid that's loose in there. Kind of like gotta knead up your peanut butter. We'll mix that. I'd say there's a lot of flavor in that liquid stuff that's going on there. Where you going, Stella? See how it's red? It's got a really nice, pretty ruby red color to it in person. Kind of like a grape jelly does. It's very similar looking in color. Or like a raspberry as far as color-wise goes. All right. Get up on there. There we go. It's got a really nice consistency now that I mixed it up. It was more of a straight up jelly, solid jelly in its texture. All right, here we go. It's sweet and tangy, and it's really kind of hard for me to pick up a whole lot of the blackcurrant flavor out of it. I think the crisp breads really kind of overpower that part of it. I mean, that's just like having a really nicely piece of toasted bread with jelly on it for like breakfast. It's really good. And I'm not a huge fan of the jellies on these special biscuits. I just feel like that's not really what these things are intended for. So much, because like I said, the flavor on these things is so overpowering. They got a sweetness to them themselves anyway. Really pretty hard. Not as hard as some I've had. What is it? Eat the jelly with the chocolate. I'll try that here in a second. I'm going to wash it down with some of this coffee and see how this coffee is. Wow. That is a really good, really strong coffee. It's not, I mean, it's not so strong that it doesn't have a whole lot of bitterness or tannins going on. Super smooth. Wish I wouldn't have put that Splenda in there. Because now it tastes weird. It tastes like Splenda. And here's this chocolate banana drink. I'll save that for a second. I'm going to have a bite of this. Raspberry jelly with looks like a chocolate cereal or something. Chocolate cereal bar wrapped around like almost kind of like a U shape. You can see it kind of comes up the edges, and then the jelly's in the middle, and then it's coated with a chocolate coating. Actually, let me get my knife out. Let's see if we can get a good cross section on it. Just cut a piece off and eat it. We get to look at it as well. Oh, so that's what it looks like on the inside. It's all the jellies to one side there. It's not really like it is on the wrapper so much. All right, here we go. Oh, really? Oh, what's up, dude? Your name's Peter North? Used to use MREs on old adult film sets. Didn't get paid much in the 80s, huh? Well, I guess it was a different world back then, man. If you think about it. That is something I would have never guessed. I mean, providing that you are who you say you are, I've heard of you before, I think, but if I'm not mistaken, I think you're pretty famous. I mean, is that real? That can't be real. One of you guys got to be trolling. That's all right. Anyway, that's what I thought. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, all right. So this, I feel like the jelly or the chocolate has ruined the cereal. The cereal is, I'll go check out your channel, dude. I don't know if I can do it right here, right now, but, let's see. That puts you being like what, you're probably 60 or so? Just doing a guess. good. Oops. Oh, yeah, there we go. Now, you got subscribers, no videos, no playlists, no channels, no about. That, yeah, just, the account's been around since 16. And oops. Okay. He has a specific talent. Yeah. Right. Exactly. I thought my comment was bad earlier. I'm going to try this chocolate banana protein drink. Was it protein? I don't know if this was a protein drink or not. I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, you can see what's happened to it. Let's see if there's any more chunks left in there. Because, like, yes, see? There's like a... It really doesn't want to... I don't know, man. This is... I'm sure I've already put a little bit more water in it than supposed to be in it. Because it was only supposed to use 150 milliliters. But it's extremely thick. So, anyway, and I've used quite a bit of hot water. So, it's not hot, but it is not cool or room temperature either. It's above room temperature as far as what it's going to be like. So, let's give it a try. Huh. This banana drink is strange and very artificial. You know, it's... So I don't mind the taste of it so bad. Obviously, it's pretty light on the banana and the chocolate flavors. The banana is the most prominent flavor. Chocolate's really more of an afterthought, if anything. Which seems like a really weird opportunity to miss. On something like this, on a drink, just use something that's going to mix as a really good chocolate drink. And that's not what they done here. It's what they did do here. As a matter of fact, I remember reading it. It was 20%, 26% cocoa. So they literally just took powdered cocoa, not like a hot chocolate mix or anything, just regular, well, I guess pure cocoa mix, or pure cocoa, and they added that into this. It was 26%, I do believe, or 27% maybe, something like that. And then there's whatever they used for the banana, artificial banana flavor, which I've had way more offensive artificial banana flavors before. This is really not all that bad. If that one fella's still around, man, I didn't mean to offend or anything. I just wanted to know that I wasn't talking to like a troll account or something. So, yeah, I agreed, man. It's a pretty small community that we've got here. So for you to find us, it's all good, man. Respect on my end. I guess you could say I've been in the entertainment industry myself a little bit. That's kind of what I thought. Yeah. I want to drink this, even though it smells like it's got a bunch of vitamins in it and tastes like it really does remind me of like that vitamin B after flavor or aftertaste that you get from things that have vitamin B in it, or if you ever take vitamin B, any types of vitamin B complex or B12 or, whatever. But, yeah, this is certainly, from the smell, the closest thing to a lemon pledge that I've ever encountered. Very interesting on this hydrotonic drink. Does look like there's quite the list of oh, look. How about that? I didn't even see that earlier. Look at all the B vitamins that are listed in there. I knew I could taste them. My palate's not dead yet. All right, let's get some chocolate, shall we? Oh, God, that smells so good. I mean, I wish I could share this lemon drink with you guys, this isotonic drink thing, because it legitimately is the closest thing to lemon pledge that you could probably get. With, like, if you just smelled this in a blind smell test, I'll bet you 8 or 9 out of 10 of you would guess that you were smelling lemon pledge. Oh, what'd you try? What'd you try, little girl? Here, you wanna try this? Here, I'll give you a little piece of this dark chocolate. Here. Right here. It's okay. It's okay. There. Here. Right here, honey. Right here. Look. Right here. There you go. Try that. Oh. No way. I think that little kitten just licked that dark chocolate and, like, dry heaved. Like it was awful. I don't think it would hurt it. I just gave her a little teeny tiny piece, but she ain't gonna mess with it anyway. She didn't like it. Your eyes look awful, honey. I mean, just classic. It does have a creaminess to it that you wouldn't find in a lot of other 60% dark chocolates. They must use a really, really high cocoa, or high caliber cocoa in this too, because it has a really solid dark chocolate flavor, but it has that creaminess that you don't expect. And no, I honestly would expect more bitterness out of it, but I don't get that. So I want to try what, I think it was Wyoming that suggested some black currant on the dark chocolate. It's all over my fingers. I'll have to clean my hands in a second. But there we go. Let's give it a try. I think maybe a different jam would be good like that. That mixed to make a really weird flavor. I don't even know how to describe it, really. It's like a... It almost had like a dusty flavor, if that makes any sense to anybody. Really strange. I actually don't mind this so much. I don't think it's all that bad. It's a little weird on the texture. Like, it's a little bit overly viscous. But yeah, when you mix the, I don't know what it is, but when you mix the black currant with that dark chocolate, it had, if you've ever inhaled a bunch of dust, like a lot, so you could taste it, it almost had that initial flavor, which was really weird. The two flavors just didn't mix at all, which I'm going to have to take this out of that can in a little bit. But I will be eating this as my dinner tonight, 100%. But it was going to take me a while to chew that up because it's really weirdly, oddly chewy. And I have tried everything now, but I am going to come back and get myself a bite of this toast, or crisp bread with this black currant jam, because it was freaking awesome. Really tasty. Good stuff. This is really weird. It's like the cereal has went extremely stale, or like it got wet with the jam or the chocolate, and then it kind of tried to dry back out a little bit, but it just doesn't seem right when, especially to the chew is awful. I expected something completely different from this. I mean, it's not bad. It's just weird. The chew's all wrong. Yeah. After a second try. It wouldn't be bad as a snack, though. Honestly, I mean, it's alright. I prefer those other cereal bars, though, which I think they used to put two in these. Two of those cereal bars, the fruit-flavored ones, like the apricot that I had out here earlier. I think there used to be two different bars in these. Or is that in the 8-hour? I don't know. Really nice looking packaging, though. It's got a really good look to it. I definitely ruined this coffee by putting Splenda in it. Yeah. I assume that's what it is. Really smooth coffee, though. Man, I could chug that just like water. Ooh. The banana does not follow up the coffee very well. Woo! That was awful. Yeah, this bar is really weird. I agree. Delicious. It's sweet, and it's the chew is what really throws me off here. I expect it to have either a crunchy type texture to it with that cereal, or to have that more moist cereal chew to it, like those other bars do, like a moist but firm chew to it. And it's got a little bit of crunch to it, but it's also got this like really stiff staleness to it. And the jelly just kind of gets lost in the mix. The chocolate coating, I feel like they could have really done a lot better with the chocolate coating. If they would have done a different chocolate coating, I think would have changed this entire bar into something a lot more enjoyable. Trying to get all the liquids out of my mustache before I flip the camera around there. All right. Even though I haven't, it doesn't look like I feel like I've eaten. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm not full, but I feel like I've eaten. Guess because I have. Am I saying something real stupid? I guess maybe what I should have said is I do feel kind of full. Still got my little cranberry jelly here and honey. I've got a huge stack of B units over here on my mantle that I need to round up. I was going to have, because last week I forgot to eat those crackers with the cranberry jelly and honey. I'm talking the MCI crackers that were from 64 to 72 or wherever they were. Camel this week from Miss Maryland. Down to 13 left. I've got to find myself another can or two of Camels. Got to find more. I missed out on a can a few weeks ago, and I've been kicking myself ever since, but I swear to God it looked like it was already open. The guy said it was sealed, but there was no plastic around it or anything like that, which I've opened a can of those, and they're supposed to be wrapped tightly with a piece of plastic. And that's a lot of what probably helps keep them fresh. Because even though these aren't extremely old, these are still 30 years old. These are 34 years old. They are a really well-aged and lots of complex flavors going on, and a lot of flavor profiles. Really good cigarettes. Nice. Oh, Wyoming Adventures did not send any words with the super chat, but thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, the food must be really filling. You're correct. I'm just reading that now, and Investory says, "I guess it's time for a smoke." It is definitely time for a smoke. I've got to quit smoking. Um, I don't think I'm probably ever going to quit smoking vintage cigarettes, but I've got to quit smoking like daily cigarettes. Because smoking vintage cigarettes would be like a one or two, maybe 3 time a week thing, and one or two at a time usually. Always heard that very old or older cigarettes were good. You're welcome. Well, thank you. Yeah, it depends when it comes to the older cigarettes. I will say from my experience and what I've tried, I've had bad old cigarettes. It does, obviously, just the same as today. If you're going to buy them today, it depends a lot on the brand, of course, the quality of that brand, how they've been stored. If they've been stored in a place, let's say they were stored at my grandma's house, out in her garage. My grandma was a stickler for not letting moths eat like her old clothes or something, so there'd be mothballs, right? If you stored these next to mothballs or something like that, it's going to ruin them. There's a lot of environmental aspects that can ruin them, because we're talking typically, like these ones are 33, 34 years old. The ones Miss Marilyn sent me here, this is my second can of these, and the first can that I had just like this, which Miss Marilyn's can is a 40 count can, and my can was a 60 count can. But mine weren't as good as these. They were, I felt like mine just hadn't aged as much or as well as the ones that Miss Marilyn sent me. The ones Miss Marilyn sent me right here are properly aged, I would have to say. They have a lot of those complex flavors that happen with a well-aged cigarette. I know there are companies out there that age tobacco. A lot of times it's more for cigars. That's where you'll see aged tobacco, or you'll run into aged tobaccos in a cigar. You won't ever see it, that I know of, in a cigarette, even though, I mean, it would be awesome, but you're going to have to wait at least 10 years to have an aged tobacco, and it's in 10 years, depending on how you age it, I guess it could make a pretty decent difference. But even if you're using an aging technique, it would have to be the right one to not screw up that that tobacco. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you would rapidly age it in 10 years, because 10 years is just not enough. It's not long enough. A 10-year-old pack of cigarettes isn't going to taste much different than a brand new pack of cigarettes. Unless, like I said, there's some bad environmental influences that go into that. And then, of course, there's going to be bad side effects to those. But I'm talking the good stuff, like the good aspects of it. And I really don't know exactly what causes the good changes that happen to tobacco. Like, I know that they've broke down what happens to wine when it ages, and why wine is better the longer it goes when it's properly stored and aged. So I really don't know what the science is behind a properly aged tobacco. And when I say properly aged, typically you want it to be hermetically sealed, stay out of the sun, and in a cooler, drier place. Because any type of moisture you're going to introduce from the outside it's going to bring along its own flavor notes along with it, and you're definitely going to get some moisture in there just from the humidity in the air, because it's not going to be even if it is hermetically sealed, like you think it's airtight, just like an accessory packet. If I get an accessory packet and I squeeze it and it still has air in it, and it feels, and it is sealed, there's still air that will seep through that. It's porous. No matter what, the environment will get into that package. No matter what. Just saw a super chat. Hey, Smokey, I hate those folks that can just have a smoke or two while having a cold beer and then leave them alone. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I was one of those people. uh, but nice review tonight. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate the super chat, Molder. And yeah, those folks, I'm a little salty. I wish I had that willpower and ability, which I have quit a couple times here in the recent past. And I do plan to quit again. I've got a lot of stuff going on right now, a lot of irons in the fire, a lot of stuff a lot of stuff on my mind, I guess, and slowly working towards little goals. I think there's probably a way to properly age marijuana too. I think there could be the same aspect to that as there is to age tobacco. Now, I don't know if that might start decreasing, the effects of the THC or whatever. But I don't think it would, because I think the only way that you can really diminish or do away with the THC would be heat, and it has to be fire, like fire heat. It can't just be like, oh, it's 100 degrees in there. That's not going to do anything to it. It has to be actual like fire level heat to start breaking down the THC inside of it. I'm pretty sure. It's been a long time since I had any true knowledge on that. Good luck sitting on it enough years to find out. Well, I mean, that's the thing with tobacco too. Like I was just saying, like how many people are going to age cigarette tobacco for 10 years or longer, preferably a lot longer than 10 years. 20 years would probably be just fine. And then you hit that 30-year mark, and I'm smoking around that 30-year mark right now, and it has made a huge difference with these in particular. Do what? Are you sure? I don't think that's true. I really don't think that's true, Tanya. I would have to check on that, but I'm I'm skeptical of what you stated there, because I don't think the THC levels just start dropping off. Um, a Healthline website, that goes against everything that I know about it. Um, Everything I know about it, the only way to start diminishing or breaking down the THC is heat, and lots of it. People are gonna be burying cigarettes in time capsules all over their yards to age them from now on in the future. I've actually thought about doing that myself with the MREs that I bury. Just going and buying a pack of Marlboros and a pack of Pall Malls or whatever, double, triple Ziploc bagging them, like freezer bagging them, and putting them about 4.5 feet down. That should be down far enough to where like the rain isn't messing with it. Obviously, it's going to get wet, but it's not going to hold water down there or anything. It'll just continue. It'll just evaporate away or whatever. So I would actually really like to bury some MREs and just see what happens with them after 2 years. Just dig them back up 2 years later, see if the bags broke down, see if worms ate through them, or what. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I have no clue, but I do want to try this. It's one thing I've been talking about forever, but I need my son to help me dig the hole, because my leg is screwed up, and digging a 4 foot deep hole big enough to put two MREs and say 2 packs of smokes in, stack them long ways and flat, and burying them. Now, if I feel like if I put them in a container or something, maybe I should make it big enough to bury 4 MREs, 2 in a container, and 2 not in a container, just loose, and then put the cigarettes in the container just so they get. But 2 years ain't gonna do nothing for the cigarettes. Yeah, I mean, definitely the container is going to help, Jesse, 100%. But experiment-wise, I would like to see if the MRE bag itself is going to hold up to 2 years just being buried in the dirt. I'm going to have to make sure that the ones that I bury don't have any pinholes in them, because that's immediately going to attract outside critters. Um, Even though the food on the inside is sealed, the gum might attract them because of the sugar, whatever. Whatever could be in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up again, because, like I said, it's been many years since I looked anything, or I guess built any kind of knowledge on anything like that, Tanya. So I'll have to look into that. As far as cigarettes goes, like, I can promise you that it doesn't lose any of its the nicotine in it doesn't diminish at all. If anything, it gets stronger. I have smoked older cigarettes that make me lightheaded, like loopy, and I'm a smoker. Like, I smoke, so for that to happen to me, it's got to be really strong for that to happen. Yeah, environments, that's always going to be your biggest influence on whatever it is that you're doing, whether it be whatever we're talking about. It doesn't matter. The environment's going to have the most influence on pretty much anything that you could age, or yourself even. Your environment is so much outside influence on you. And that's why, I've really been thinking about this place where I live. I wish I had the paperwork right here so I could show you guys about um, what our drinking water, our water in our faucet that comes out of our faucet, all the chemicals that were in it, how they didn't test it, and they didn't treat it properly for an extended period of time. It was like 8 or 10 months, and they had to send us a letter because they got in trouble for it. I shower in this stuff all the time. I live within, if you go, I thought about this the other day, 50 to 80 miles that way, 50 to 80 miles that way, 50 to 80 miles that way, and 50 to 80 miles that way. Draw a circle, right? I'm going to guess that there's at least 30 plants, power plants, chemical plants, and like steel mills. There's an aluminum plant it's half of it's still open. Well, the other half. Um, if you go 80 miles that way towards Huntington, which should put you, I'm going to say it's probably less than that. I mean, it's probably, I'm going to call it about 80 miles to Ashland, Kentucky. Ashland, Kentucky, Ashland Oil. It's Marathon, humongous chemical plant. There's a power plant, actually two of them, but there's one running, and a steel mill within 3 miles of my house that way. Two more within, I'm going to say 10 to 12 miles as the bird flies that way. All these plants and stuff that we live right in the middle of are affecting like my lifespan, my lungs, my heart, my kidneys, my everything. You name it, everything. This is my environment influencing, my life and my body. So I've really been thinking hard. Like, I need to get away from here. I need to get away from here. Just like anybody else who could move away from here, they probably should. Because people that live like in the Colorado area, or like in Arizona, really nice clean air areas, they live longer. They're healthier. They have a whole lot more going on when it comes to that than, like, everybody here's got cancer, or they're dying of cancer. They get cancer at some point in time in their life, or they end up with some sort of lung issue, or it's just very common here. So it's, like I said, something I've really been thinking a lot about lately for whatever reason, and I really need to contemplate getting away from here. An airtight container. The only thing I can think that would actually be airtight, which I think I bought one at Christmas time. I've got a Pelican container that you actually pump the air out of it and then seal that off. So it removes the air out of the case. It's legitimately a negative air pressure inside that case. So that would be something that would be perfect. I know not all Pelican containers are that way. At least I don't think they are. That's the only one I have, is that one. And I bought it just this past around Christmas time. And I just thought it was cool that you could pump the air out of it and seal it back off. That's the only reason I bought it. I think I could only get one. I think I could only get one MRE in there, though. A bucket with a gamma lid, like a rubber gasket around it. Huh. That's crazy that THC drops off that quick. Says it keeps for 6 months to a year. Over time, it begins to lose aroma and potency. According to some older research, weed loses roughly 16% of its THC after a year and just keeps dropping after there. 26% THC loss after 2 years. Wow. Huh. Which, I mean, 26% THC, like that's really strong stuff. Or does that mean 16% loss of whatever it is? So if it's 10%, let's call it 20%, and it's going to lose 16% of that 20%. You see what I'm trying to say there? Huh. Yeah, so if it's 20% after 2 years, let's just say it lost 25% after 2 years, and it was 20%, a quarter of that, it would lose 5%. So it would knock it down to 15% total. Huh. Interesting. My lighter's about dead. So I'm going to use a match. I keep looking at that food. I can't wait to finish it. I'm still kind of hungry. I just felt kind of full, too. Oh, yeah, I forgot about coal mines. Huh. I mean, there's 3 coal mines within 5 miles of my house. I mean, I live in West Virginia. West Virginia, coal mines everywhere. Coal mines, tanneries, chemical plants, and factories destroy the water table in a lot of the Midwest. My uncle lives in Uniontown, I assume Ohio, or PA, I mean. And half the people there have died from cancer. Yeah, same thing around here. Steve, pretty much the same deal around here, except there's a whole lot more. I don't know that we're much different than Uniontown, because I'd say Uniontown is a very similar area and very similar circumstances to what surrounds it. But, I mean, Dow Institute, so DuPont, basically. DuPont, Dow Institute is in Charleston. That's about maybe 60, 65 miles up that way, and that's it's upstream for me. Everything is, well, not everything, but a lot of it is upstream from me. And it all comes downstream. And I've got the Ohio River right here, Canal River right down the road. And, yeah, a lot of that stuff does end up in the water. It does. Has to. I mean, because when they use that water in it, even if they're running it off into ponds like they do up here at the power plants, that stuff still seeps through the ground. But I do think that they've got liners on all those runoffs, but they can only put so much in them runoffs, and then what do they do with it? I don't know. And then when it rains, fills it up with rainwater, well, adds to it with rainwater, doesn't fill it up, but adds to it with rainwater. It's crazy. Up here we can find stuff over 30%, occasionally down to about 7%. For the high CBD strains and flour with the concentrated vegetable oils and such, I've seen it had 90%. No way, dude. There's no way. That can't be real. That can't be real. That can't be real. I mean, the strongest I ever heard of was like 40-ish, something like that. But I mean, I don't know anything about those oils and the concentrates and stuff like that. Like, I knew that the potency was getting better and better and better. Like, I used to smoke when I was a long time ago. It's been a long time ago. And it was different back then. It was a lot different back then. I think the highest you probably seen back then was maybe like 15%, I would say. Maybe 17, something like that. And now, like, your typical is running like around 30, 28, 27 to 30, something like that, I would say. That blows my mind, because I feel like if you had something that was that pure, that it would make it impossible to use. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. Yeah, that just doesn't. I mean, it doesn't sound like it would be enjoyable to anybody. Maybe, I don't know. Enjoyable or useful. I know there's a lot of uses now. They've really expanded on the medical aspect, which I think there's probably a million different reasons or methods or whatever that it could be used for. And I would like to see that expanded on more. I don't see why it's not already legal in all 50 states. I used to hear all the time that it was a gateway drug. I really don't think so. I think, if anything, a much larger gateway drug is alcohol, because I think alcohol takes away your inhibition, and I think you do a lot of things that you do and say a lot of things you wouldn't normally do from alcohol versus THC. Illinois is fairly close. They've been talking about it here in West Virginia for 10, 15 years, and they've never went anywhere with it. I guess they did do some sort of legalization for medical use, cancer patients only, and there's only like a couple pharmacies in the state, maybe a few pharmacies in the state. This has been a while since I heard this information, so it's old information that I'm relaying right now, so take that with a grain of salt. But at that time, they had okayed it for cancer patients only, and there was a few pharmacies in the state that were supplying for these people. But it was really, really, really hard to get a doctor, or one of the few doctors that would or could do it, to prescribe it. Yep, my lighter just quit. Last time I used it, it worked fine, but I knew it was low. I mean, it lit first try last time. Oh, well. These Eddie matches are good matches. They're better than the American ones. These ones usually light first strike. The newer American ones usually take a second strike at least. Not every time, but a lot of times. Only 5 in Iowa. I don't think there's any here. They just do it through regular pharmacies, like I guess like a Fruce or a Rite Aid or something like that. Wax? What is wax? I don't know what wax is. Like candle wax? What would you do with that? I don't get it. 39 in New Mexico. One on every corner in Oklahoma, like Colorado, probably. I mean, and probably California, I think. It's fully legal. What's weird is like whenever they legalized it in Washington, D.C., and then they don't do it anywhere else, like, what's that about? Like, they're going to legalize it in the capital of the United States and say it's okay there, then the other states should follow suit when it comes to that. Because that should be like one of the harder places to get something like that legalized. Marinol. Before medicinal marijuana really took off, there was a synthetic THC. Marinol? I remember there being like, what was that stuff called? What did they call it? It was a synthetic THC, and it was really, really popular there about 12 years ago, probably. 13 years ago, 12, 13 years ago. What did they call that stuff? There was the street name for it. It was called, I can't remember what that stuff was called. Anyways, they like sprayed it on herbs or something, I don't know, and people would smoke it. And it had like similar effects or something. I can't remember what that stuff was called though. A lot of Czechs smoke, but for relaxation after work and socially mixed with tobacco. Oh, like that's a spliff. You mix it with tobacco and, well, the Jamaicans call it a spliff. So it's not so strong. It's not legal or illegal. And police don't care about it, so if you smoke... Oops. Oops. So if you smoke what? Oh, so the police don't... Yeah, that sounds to me like it's legal then. I mean, I guess it's not on the books as being legal is what you're saying, Steve. But it's socially acceptable. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I know in Pennsylvania it used to be crazy. And here in West Virginia, you can have up to 14 grams, I think. So like I think it's like a half an ounce. And anything under that, it's just a ticket. Basically, it's just they write you a ticket and you're on your way. In Ohio, it used to be you could have up to 99 grams and they would write you a ticket and you'd be on your way. So basically, what is that? Not quite 4 ounces, it'd be like 3.5 ounces or something like that you could have in Ohio, and they would literally take your stuff from you and write you a ticket and send you on your way. Just like a regular, like a speeding ticket. Same deal, same difference. Oh yeah, maybe that's what it was, like K2 or something like that. I remember it making its like I remember BuzzFeed doing a special on that, and I remember watching it, and this guy like hiding on it up on his roof and stuff. Like he was in Florida, and I was like, "There's no way that's what that stuff is like." Maybe, I don't know, but he was, God, that dude was out there. He was a loon. He should have been in a loony bin. So I guess since the last time I had a live stream to now, the Johnny Depp trial ended. So I honestly, I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you how much you followed that or how closely you followed that. I followed it kind of closely, I guess you could say. Not like I watched every minute of it or nothing like that. But I mean, I did catch up on it fairly regular, and I watched a few like highlight videos and stuff like that. And I, I, so defamation is really hard to win. It really is. It's one of the harder things to take someone to court for and win. And he actually won. And the jury awarded $15 million, which is not at all what he's going to get. He gets the 10, but on the damages side, they have a $350,000 cap, which is where the jury awarded him $5 million. They must not have known, which I think is crazy that they didn't tell the jury that, because they could have compensated and made it equal out. And then Amber won one of her three. She had three different cases or counterclaims, and she won one of them, and they awarded her $2 million. So after it was all said and done, Johnny walked away with $8,350,000, and after you factor in the $7 million that he had to give her in the divorce, he actually ended up, as far as claims wise, coming out $1.35 ahead, but he's going to have at least that in lawyer fees. I don't think I don't know how many lawyers he had on that team. I'm going to guess probably no more than 4 that I could see. So if say there were 4 lawyers there, they were in court for 3 weeks, actually on trial for 3 weeks, and all the prep work leading up to it, which is like a 2-year lead up. He's probably into those lawyers. He's probably going to be like $2 million, $2.5 million in the hole, like after it's all said and done. And that's me factoring in the $7 million from the divorce before, which her saying that I pledged it and donated it's the same thing as not. Anybody else think that that's the same thing? If I tell you that I donated $1 million to something, that means that I no longer have that $1 million. Whoever I said I donated it to has that $1 million. If I say I pledged $1 million, that means that I haven't paid that. So, but I guess she's probably she's definitely on the hook for it. Like I don't think people in general, the public, are going to let her get away with not paying that now. And I don't think she's paid hardly any of it. And her whole excuse, well, Johnny sued me. Well, she had that money for an entire 13 months. And her claiming that I didn't want anything, we can all pretty much break down was not true. I don't think so, Spicy Tuna Rolls. I don't think her career will be over. I think more people know who she is now than they ever would have. Ever. Which I don't think that. I know that. And even though she has a bad reputation, like, there are still people that will hire her because she's so well known now. Like, they say that no press is bad press. There's no press that is bad press. So, she got a whole bunch of it with this. And like I said, I mean, she's a household name now. Like, I'll bet you at least 50% of people now in America know who she is. So that's a lot of people. And that's just in America. Like, this trial was all over the world. So, Tim, I agree. They both lost. I do 100% agree with that. But where Johnny was at with losing so much in his career, where he'd lost the Pirates movies and he lost all the other movies, and I heard he already got they're going to do a new Beetlejuice, and I heard he got it. And that was before the trial even was close to ending. I heard he got it. Investor, yeah, that might be where she ends up. I don't know, man. She's got an ego that would fill this room. Like, I can tell from everything I've seen and what I watched. I saw yesterday. It's a YouTube short. It's this woman. She was a FBI behavior analysis or something like that. It's what she ended up doing. Yeah, I guess there's going to be a new Beetlejuice, and I guess Depp's going to do it. Plus, I heard there's a Beetlejuice musical. Oh yeah, there is. There's been one in New York City forever. Um, the whole like I know it was going back in 2017, 18 when I went to New York like for the first recent time. But what was I saying? Oh, where his career was at before. I mean, let's be honest. Like he had lost when he lost that Pirates movie. I think his contract was for. I think it was for. Was it for 25 million or $50 million? It was for something crazy amount of money, an insane amount of money. Way too much, if you ask me, for any single actor to play any role. 40 million investor, he says. So I knew it was a large amount of money, somewhere in between 25 and 50 million. Um, so he'd lost that, and he'd lost multiple other roles that would have added up easily to that $50 million. And he lost those roles because of that, because of the divorce and the op-ed that she wrote. So was he rightful in suing her? 100%. But he has already redeemed himself. But what I will say is, even though, like, there's one text message he sent, and I'm sure you guys probably heard it, about lighting her on fire and then doing awful things to her corpse, and like he referred to that as being like a like referring to it as like Monty Python reference. And then there was another set of text messages that he claimed he didn't send, which I think he did. I mean, I think he did have a few kind of white lies, but I mean, they were a little more deeper than a white lie, that kind of made him look bad. But in the heat of the moment, I know a lot of, like, you say things you don't mean sometimes, but sitting there in a text message, just texting back and forth with your buddy, obviously you didn't really mean anything by it, and you said something mean. You never expected it to be on the world stage for the entire world to be listening to this text message being read out loud. So I think it was between him and the guy that played Jarvis in the Iron Man movie. Maybe I'm wrong. I think that's who that guy was, though. Oh yeah, James, and she denied that up one side and down the other, and I've 100 and this called 100 because that's 100%. I 100% believe that she did lay down an amber turd on his pillow, on his side of the bed. Yeah, Paul Bantney, Banty. How do you say it? Banty? Yeah, I never knew that guy's name before. Like, he isn't an actor that is on my radar, I guess. Yeah, I think there was quite a bit of lies on both sides. I think Johnny told a lot more of the truth than she did, though. And I feel like they had a toxic relationship. There's no question about that. And I feel like they probably got into her gaslighting him, making him extremely angry because she knew exactly what buttons she could push on him to make him really, really mad. And then he would say things that would make her mad, and she would react with violence, and she would come after him. And he would probably have to restrain her. Who knows what happens when she's going crazy and, like, accidentally had butted her or closed her foot in the door that one. Like, I could see stuff like that happening. Totally unintentional, and trying to self-preserve your own self from this girl that's going crazy. So I could see that. Uh, uh, yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's pretty low key, and I think he's a good actor. Yeah, I think I've liked him in everything he's done. Yeah, I don't doubt at all that Johnny was abused by her. But the way she talked about it, and the claims that she made about him raping her with a bottle and like doing all this crazy stuff, which I don't think there's any kids in the chat right now, and I haven't seen LC, which brings her kids in usually too. So I'm, I think I'm okay talking about this. Um, I don't believe her. I mean, I hate to say that. Like, I feel bad even saying that, but I don't. I think she was trying to like say things to the extreme to make sympathy, like sympathy belief, to where you just wouldn't question her because she was so, because the claim was so far out there or so extreme. Um, a lot of the photos of him were makeup, barely covered bruises on his face. Yeah, I agree. I think Johnny had quite a few injuries that did not get covered up, and then the one where she called TMZ, she for sure did that and had them outside of the court when she filed that domestic whatever on him and said, "Take a picture of the right side of my face. I'm going to have a bruise." And they had that picture or whatever. And then the next day, she's out with her buddy, and her face is perfect. And you can tell she's not got. If she's got any makeup on, I would be surprised. But if she had any makeup on, it'd be like virtually none. But she didn't have any like swelling or any redness or anything on the same place that the day before that she had this like big spot on the side of her face right here. So I think she actually made this up. Here's what I'm going to say, like on her end, like if you're going to go that route, Amber, like have somebody smack you so it's real. I mean, instead of like showing up outside the next day or showing up on that TV show saying that she had her lip split and she posed with her mouth as wide open as she could get it. Now, the reason this resonates for me so much is because a couple months ago, if you guys have been around, anybody who's been around know that a cat got me and split my lip open. It's a scar now, and there's like hard scar tissue. Well, he split my lip open all the way from the top on the outside all the way up underneath inside because he just cut me with his claw. Well, anyway, I could not get that thing to stop bleeding for like a day and a half. Like, couldn't open my mouth very far because if I did, it split right back open and it would bleed because I don't know, something to do with your lip being different type of skin or something. So, I can promise you, if you had a split lip the day before, you would not go into a TV show and pose for those pictures. That was a posed picture with her mouth like wide open where she had like red lipstick on. Your lip would split right back open. 100%. There's no doubt about it. If you had an actual split lip, it would split right back open. So I call huge BS on that claim. She literally did the exact opposite of what someone in that position would have done the next day. Like if you have a split lip and you go into this TV show, you'd be hiding it and you would, like I said, you wouldn't be opening your mouth too far. Instead, she poses for a picture with her mouth literally as stretched open as she could get it. Like, it just, I found that resonated with me, like I said, because I recently had that split lip, so I knew. Whose jugular was cut and died by a thrown liquor bottle happened here in Anchorage in the early 2000s. An exploding bottle can do damage. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because any shard of glass can be as sharp or sharper than a razor blade. Like, it legitimately can. And when they say Johnny Depp's fingertip got cut off, I imagine, and I have to imagine, that it just had to be like that. Like just a little bit. Just a tip. Because any much further down than that, you're into your bone. And glass like that, I don't think is going to cut through your bone. You would have to hit literally right on the joint, and then I still don't think it would cut through the joint. Now, I had my leg split wide open. Like, that's what happened to my leg. See how it's pointing that way? It was flipped all the way over and under and around like that. Flipped all the way around 360 degrees. And whenever, like, I didn't hit a joint or anything like that, and to cut something completely off, like his fingertip, like, I don't, like, that'd be so hard to do. I just imagine that that would be extremely hard to make happen. Little kitty, where are you at? Kitty, kitty. Where are you at? Oh, there you are. Hey, little baby. Oh, what's the matter? What's the matter? Huh? It was extremely painful. Extremely painful. And then I laid there for like, I don't know, it was like three hours, right? Happened at like 8:45. I got on the chopper at like 11. So like 2.5 hours, something like that. No pain meds, no nothing. They brought me nothing out there on the river where I was at, because I don't know why. Because I don't know why she did not bring. And I begged her to go back to the ambulance and get her whatever kit she needed to get that had pain meds in it and bring them to me. Nothing. Within about 30 minutes, they'd cut all my clothes off of me. And I mean all my clothes off of me, cut my boots off of me, cut all my clothes, my hoodie, my jeans, I had thermals on because it was still kind of cold. No, I didn't have thermals on. I might have had a thermal like shirt on, but not under thermal underwear on. But she cut my good jeans off of me. I did make them let me take my belt off because I didn't want them cutting my belt. Because I've had this same Levi's belt since I was in high school. This belt's probably 25 years old. But I laid there butt naked for like 2 of those hours, and all I got was a Mylar blanket. You know, like the space blankets that do nothing, more or less. What, baby? Oh, you're hungry, aren't you? Yeah. I'm going to have to fix you a bottle when we get done, okay? I wanted to show you guys the gray kittens with the really long hair. Right here on top of their heads. I don't know if you guys remember the crimpers that would crimp girls' hairs back in like hair, not hairs, that would crimp girls' hair back in like the 90s, late 80s and 90s, and it'd be like this wavy crimp. Their hair has that naturally right here in the front. It's like it's crimped. It's really weird. I don't know what causes it. This one has it just a little bit, but I don't know what causes it. What's the matter, honey? Oh, yes, Tiny. You're hungry, aren't you? You're hungry, aren't you? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, you got all kinds of stuff in your eye, and I'm not wiping it out with my fingers. And I've still got to eat my dinner, too. I can wait, I know. I'll feed you first. But yeah, so since the last live stream, that ended. We also had, we had that, I think the shooting happened in between now and then, right? When did that happen? Was that before last Saturday? I think it was. The Uvalde. I can't remember what day that happened. It might have been. It would have either had to have been Monday or like the Friday before. So I didn't talk about it last week, regardless. And people can give me crap all they want. Like, I think it's a great outlet to get to talk with you folks about current events and kind of get your guys' outlook on things. And I think it's good to talk about things like that. If you don't talk about things like that openly with a platform of where you have a group of people who have different differing opinions, then it's not really like acting democracy. I think it feels like it's all a lot of one-sided stuff going on nowadays, and I think you should be open to and willing to listen to differing opinions and differing sides. I think there's a lot of weird things that happen with that, not like conspiracy or anything like that. I just things that I don't understand so much, because oh yeah, I was going to tell you guys. So I saw a video about this guy on the subway, and he was, well, it wasn't about the guy, but it was about this guy harassing people on the New York City subway. This was, I probably saw that video like Monday or something like that, Monday or Tuesday. What, baby? What? Here, you want to lay with your sibling? Anyways, I saw that video, and there was this guy going around harassing people on a subway train, and in particular, he harassed this one girl, and the guy that was filming it was standing there just repeating prayer and saying these like, and he was like a younger, like I'd say 25, 30 something dude. He seemed like, didn't seem like a little guy, really seemed like a decent sized guy. Like, why would you not confront this guy and do something? Typically, all you got to do is say something. A lot of things will end verbally before they get physical. And if they got to get physical, hey, I'll take a butt whooping and nobody else has got to deal with it. It turns it into a one-on-one thing versus a one-on, he's picking on 20 people, right? So I saw that video, and then it was the next day or the day after. I can't remember if this was Tuesday night or Wednesday night that this happened. So I went to Walmart. And I went to Walmart kind of late. And I'd come back out to my car. I'm smoking one of Dan's expensive cigarettes now. Anyways, I come back out to my car, put the stuff in the car, and I don't smoke in my car. So I was going to smoke a cigarette. And I, standing behind my car, lit a cigarette. I was standing there smoking it. Well, somebody I knew came out of the store, and I was standing there talking to them. And this guy pulls in the next row over away from me, gets out of his car, and he doesn't have a shirt on. Like, he looks like a between 50 and 60 years old. I don't know how old he was. I'm just guessing. That's what he looked like. And he had like a mullet, gray mullet, and his shirt was all bunched up on the back of his neck right here, and he was like fighting it. It was like a really thin t-shirt, and he was kind of trying to fight it, trying to get it to come down on his back. So he got my attention because of that. And I'm watching him fight with his t-shirt, and he starts to walk off towards the store. He makes it 5-6 steps away, and his little dog in the car starts barking. Well, he yells at it, just, whatever, shut up, dog, or whatever, something along those lines. Turns around, starts walking back to his car, takes like 2 regular steps, and then crow hops for 3 steps, and just boom, close fist punched that dog. My blood instantly started to boil. Like, I was extremely angry with this man. He punched the dog. It looked to me to be as hard as he could. Right in front of me. I don't know if he just didn't see me or what. I really don't understand why he would do that, thinking nobody would think or say anything to him. Anyways, he turns back around, is headed into the store, and he yells at the dog again. And you're going to have to excuse my language for this portion of this video, because I'm going to say what I said, and it's not it's not good. As far as like kids, close your ears, leave the room, because there's going to be some cussing goes on here. Yells back at the dog. And I said, dude, it's a fucking dog. What are you doing? Shut up. It ain't none of your fucking business. And I said, buddy, you just close fist punched that little dog. What the fuck is wrong with you? You don't know. I slapped it. I said, no. What do you think? I'm stupid and I'm blind? I just watched you punch that dog. And I'm wanting him to come my way. I want him to step over towards me and come towards me. Because I was going to pick my cane up out of the back of my car and I was going to beat him with it. He didn't want a confrontation because he's walking away from me the whole time. I'm yelling at him, and there's probably 20 people in the parking lot hearing me. Nobody else keyed up. Oh, LC. So this is probably not all that great that you just rolled in. Anyway, he's going into the store, and I'm yelling at him the whole time, and he yelled back a couple times. And he runs into the store, and like I said, I wanted him to come my way because I was standing right by my door where I could just pop it open, grab my cane, and I was going to keep him at a 3-4 foot range from me and just beat on him because I was extremely mad at him. My immediate thought was, do I need to go call the cops? What do I need to do here? When I thought that, I thought, the cops ain't going to do nothing. I know how they are. I know that this town cop here sucks extremely bad. And I could call them, and they wouldn't make it here before this guy would be gone, most likely. Because the guy went into the store, wasn't in there 45 seconds to a minute. Literally no time. I don't know how he could have done whatever he needed to do in there so quickly. He went to the service desk. I watched him walk to the service desk, and he done something and walked right by. I don't know if he picked up a Western Union. I don't know what he done. Something like that, I'm going to guess. Anyways, and walked straight back out. And instead of walking straight to his car, he goes over one aisle, walks down that aisle, which I'm staring him down the whole time. He walks down that other aisle, cuts over around the cart corral, which is on the other side of his car, gets in his car, backs up, and then cuts through the middle lanes, like doesn't back up like a normal person would and drive like a normal person would. You know, he cuts through the whole row of traffic, or parking lot, cuts through the rows of parking spaces to the other side so he doesn't have to be near me. And I guess I should have probably, I've been kicking myself ever since. I should have at least reported him, because I can guarantee you, because that's one thing I did say to him. I said, I can guarantee you it's on film. Guarantee it, because they've got cameras everywhere at Walmart. Like, they're everywhere. I know one of them had to have picked it up. But anyways, I was pretty upset when it came to that, and what rang in the back of my mind, which I would have said something anyways, but was where I just watched that video the day before, how people don't have it, like, they don't have any balls anymore. They don't have any courage. Everybody's afraid of confrontation. And I haven't been mad at a stranger like that maybe ever in my life. Like, I didn't know this guy from anybody. Like, I didn't know him at all. But I was extremely mad at this guy, to the point that I really kind of wanted to hurt him. Oh, yeah. Any bots, report them. I mean, I've seen them pop up before, and on the comments after this thing uploads, there'll be like these weird Asian girl, like, profile pictures that come up, and it's like, I don't even know what that stuff is that they put in the comment. It's just the weirdest. Automatically, you know that this is some Chinese, Russian, whatever something sort of bot that's got like stupid, crazy. Follow me on Instagram, or I don't know, Twitter, or what. I don't know what it is, but crap like that. It's a cancer on the internet. It's a cancer on YouTube. It's a cancer on anything, which I don't use really any other platform, so I don't really know, because I don't have Facebook. I have an Instagram, but it's eating history. I don't have Twitter. I've stayed away from that. And maybe I should get a Twitter. I don't know. Fisticuffs. What is fisticuffs? I don't think I know what that is. Yeah, I got to get on Twitter. I agree, Roliak. That's one social media space that I feel like I should be on, because I feel like there's a lot of relevance there as far as how the world's turning. I feel like that's the outlet that everybody all over the world is using. Oh yeah, I saw somebody closed fist, and not just like he crow hopped 3 steps and through the window of his car and just. And you know what killed me? What really killed me was whenever I watched him come back to that car and go to get in that car, and that little dog got over in the passenger seat and then got up on him and was just, ooh, that poor little dog. Unconditional love these dogs have. Dude, Daniel, what was going through my mind is I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to end up going to jail. I told you guys I was talking to somebody. Well, they walked away as I was yelling at him, but they walked back after he walked away from me. And I looked at them and I said, I'm going to go take that dog out of that car. And they said, you do that and you'll go to jail. And I'm like, even if they pull the tape and see what he just done, I don't think I'd go to jail. Like, I sure as hell didn't want that dog. Didn't want another dog, but I didn't want that dog to stay with him either. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I feel like I did not do enough. I did not do enough. I think that guy might think twice about doing that in public again, but I think he probably does it. And if he does that in public, what's he doing behind closed doors? You know what I mean? Like, that was also going through my head at the same time. Like, because there was about probably 3 minutes that this took, about how long this took, because he wasn't in there but like a minute. And I feel like I didn't do enough. I feel like I didn't stop it from happening in the future or again. And the dog can't defend itself. And if the dog was to try to defend itself, he'd kill it. He'd kill it. He's got to be some sort of psychopath or something. Yeah, I know. I thought the same thing, but my response to them was, what if they? I was like, even if they pull the tape and they watch this guy punch the dog like he just did, like he. And I told my old lady about it, and she said I should have called the cops. That they probably would have done something to him, because I guess they're taking animal cruelty a lot more seriously around here now. So I don't know. I wish I would have. And then I was in there like 2 days later, and I was thinking, I need to try to get with these people and see if they can pull that tape and still try to report the guy. And I was like, yeah, they're not going to. It'll do no good. Because another thing I noticed was he had Ohio tags. I live in West Virginia. We were in West Virginia. So I'm sure he went straight back across the river as soon as, actually, he was in a really crappy car. And when he pulled out and went down I heard him go across the bridge, because the bridge is right directly across from the Walmart. And I heard him like it was like a Chevy Cobalt or a Chevy Cruze with like a busted muffler or no muffler on it. It was really loud. Piece of crap. But yeah, I feel like I should have done more. Rescued a neighbor's puppy once. Poor puppy was just screaming upstairs, so I went and recorded it with my cell phone. Called the cops. This is 12 years ago, but the cops took away the puppy that night. That's awesome that they did that. But you live in Canada, though, LC. Things are a lot different down here. I can tell you right now, 12 years ago, nobody had done anything. Like, the animal laws and animal cruelty stuff is being taken more seriously as of recent, I feel like. But it used to be like people would get away with some sick stuff, and they still do. Don't get me wrong, they still do. I don't know how people can be cruel to animals. I've got animals all over the place, and I just couldn't imagine mistreating them the way I know some people do. But But this all kinds of goes along with the theme of what was going on. Hey, what's going on, Josh? Josh Tard. I don't know that I've noticed that name before. What's going on, Josh? This kind of goes along with the theme, though, that I was kind of getting to the point of with the Uvalde. You had that subway where nobody did anything, and then the week prior with the New York thing, and then there was other shootings that they didn't report on at all, like mass shootings, whatever you want to call them. There was like 3 or 4 that they didn't report on at all, which I don't understand. I mean, I do. I know exactly what they're doing. They're using whatever they can to press their own agendas. It's whatever, and they're anyway. The way they did nothing on that subway, and then the encounter that I had, and I feel like I didn't do enough, but at least I did something, I guess. I should have done more. Anyways, and then with the Uvalde, like where those guys it's their job and they're getting paid to protect and serve their community, and when there's parents that are struggling and fighting, trying to go in and save their kids, and they're not willing to do it. They're not willing to take the step up and go in and do something. Let the parents go do it. If you're not going to do it, let the parents take care of it. Like, I hear all these complaints about the argument is single point entry makes sense. We done this years ago. Schools around here, single point entry. The doors are locked. You cannot get into the schools here unless you buzz in. The only time the doors are unlocked is when the kids are going in the very, very morning, first thing in the morning, and that's it. That's the only time those doors, and they're not really unlocked. There's teachers and like everywhere right there. There's 10 of them, so they're watching every single person coming in. After that, I'd say everybody's in the school by the first bell. Everybody's supposed to be in the classroom. Let's just call it 8 o'clock. Let's just do that. Or 9 o'clock, whatever it is. Got to be, and now the doors are locked. Now there's all the schools around here, there's a PA system outside with a camera, a buzzer. You have to buzz that to be able to get in. Okay? So, your schools are the same. It's pretty simple. Nobody gets in there that they don't let in. Right? It makes total sense. I live literally next door to a school. There's a school right there. My kids went to that school right there. And it's been that way. Probably not the whole time my kids went there, but almost. My son first started going there. My oldest son started going there in probably 2005 or 6. One or the other. And it hasn't been that way the whole time, but I would say definitely since 2008, it's been that way. As far as like the buzz-in thing. It's a single point entry. And there's plenty of people who would volunteer their time, who are capable, that would be willing to protect the schools if they would just allow us to do so. If you want to make it simple, all right, well, let's do a school protection class where you have to, validate your past, your present, maybe even your future. Go through a process of vetting yourself, vetting the people that are going to do this. Make them go through a protection class where they know how to protect other people. And cool, a bunch of bull crap. I'm seeing it popping up. Yeah, ban them. Just ban them. Get them out of here. Ban them. They don't need to come back up. Just get rid of them. Which I might be able to do that myself. Let me see if I can. Report. Put user in timeout. Hide user on this channel. Okay, report. Pornography or sexually explicit material. That's probably what that is since it has porn in the name. Unwanted commercial content. Yeah, we're going with that one. Report. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is just something I'm going to do. And I can't click on that one, Miss Marilyn. It says you put them in timeout, but now I can't click on it, so. That's weird. I've never seen one like this before. So, huh. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and hide user on this channel. Now they will be gone. Gone. They shouldn't pop back up, guys. At least that one. And if I see any more, they'll be gone. Show's deleted. Good deal. All right. Good deal. I mean, I didn't delete the messages or whatever, but it should, when I hide the user on this channel, that should wipe it all. Yeah, I don't take abusive animals lightly either. That shows if a person treats an animal that way. There's probably something else going on. Psychopaths usually start off with animals. I know. That's what I was thinking too. Which, I mean, that is a very, very typical thing of psychopaths to do is kill cats and rabbits and squirrels and stuff like not just kill them, but mutilate them and do just weird stuff to them. But I want to ask you guys a question. You guys, I haven't really heard anybody really talking about this. Tucker Carlson brought it up. And I watch all different kinds of news. This is the only person I heard really kind of bring up this fact and this question. Anyway, so we had these two shootings back to back, right? And the first one didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. There's the blue. Must be. Anyway, and then the second one. That kid, they were both 18 years old, I believe. One might have been 19. I think he was 18, though, both of them. That kid worked part-time at a Wendy's drive-thru. So he might have made $70 a week, $60 a week. If he was lucky, $100. I doubt it. Really doubt it. Had to be buying some of his own food, some of his own. Had to be buying stuff, something with that money, a little bit. Couldn't save every penny, I doubt. And he had about $5,000 worth of stuff, right? At 18 years old, which I had a way better job at 18 years old than that kid had, which I had a kid too. So, because I just started my life, but $5,000 worth of guns and ammo, right? And accessories, whatever. How did he get this? I don't think his grandma, which I think he was living with, it sounds like he was just living with his grandma. Come on, man. Stop with the naked age. Stop. You're done. Every time I see something like that pop up, I'm getting rid of it. Just save yourself the time. Stop. But does anybody else find that really weird? Really strange that he had what he had? I don't get it. I don't get it. And if he was living with his grandma, which he shot, it sounds like I know how it was. I grew up with my grandma. She was on a fixed income. She was on Social Security, and I think she got legitimately like $800 a month, 600 something, 700 something. It was not much. And for me to not be a burden on my grandma, like I tried to work and make my own money, so I wouldn't have to ask for, because she lived on a fixed income. She owned the place she lived in, owned her vehicles, so her bills were insurance and water, and gas was super cheap, water was super cheap, but still, like, she didn't live it up. She went paycheck to paycheck, and I'm assuming that's probably similar to what his grandma probably had going on, or something along those lines. I doubt she bought him $5,000 worth of stuff, especially if he wasn't all that there. I mean, his mom said He had his reasons. What? That's not something you say. Give me a time machine, I'll go back. No doubt, right, Sparrow? I mean, yeah, even though I've never been in that exact situation, which I know a lot of the parents that were out there in the parking lot would have taken care of it, right? I mean, let's be honest, they would have taken care of it. All the cops had to do was step to the side. I mean, if they weren't going to do it themselves and do their job, hey, this comes back to what I said earlier. You got parents that are willing to do it. Let them go. Let them go save the kids. Oh, come on, man. So I think I just got rid of that one. Yeah, Josh, I'm doing the same thing. I'm reporting them. I'm hiding them, which should basically erase them off the channel. Anyways, just need a bat and a moment to sneak up behind them. No doubt. Exactly. And, well, to be honest, both of those in particular incidents, those were kids that done that. Like 18 years old, that's a kid. And I know we send 18-year-olds into battle, but we also train those kids. And we put them through training that if they don't make it through that training, then we're not going to put them on the battlefield, right? Like if they can't make it through the training, that's why the training is as hard as it is. And there's been a lot of testing and trial and error go into how we train our soldiers. Yes, they are kids. They're 18-year-old kids, 18 to 22-year-old kids that are just kids. That's all they are. And in this situation, like, he posted on Facebook about every single thing he was going to do. And then he got there and was out there 10 minutes, 12 minutes, whatever it was. And then went straight into an unlocked door, which also blows my mind. Like, that just wouldn't happen here. If anybody, like, they'd have to break down the front door, shoot down the front door, whatever, the glass, and you got to go through. There's an outer door, and then it's like a chamber, more or less, because once you go in the front door, you're in this dead space area. Off to the right's the office with another locked door, and then there's another door over here that lets you into the building. So you'd have to go through these different sections to get inside. It would never happen. And then the side doors of this place are behind a locked fence, number one, which I think he went over a fence. But number two, they're locked as well. I don't know what flavor this candy is. It's vitamin C candy. That's why I wanted to try the blue one to figure out what flavor it is. It might be lemon. It ain't got nothing to do with the blue. I can tell you that. I thought the orange would be orange and the green might be lemon and lime or something, or lime. The blue ain't got nothing to do with it. Yeah, once you start taking away things like that. But everybody that argues that the Second Amendment is for hunting, or that, no, it's not. It's for a tyrannical government. Exactly what we're dealing with right now. And the people that have these weapons they're law-abiding citizens. The ones that are not, they're going to get their hands on whatever they want anyways. I mean, just look at the back at Christmas time, December. The guy who drove through the crowd of people, just being racist, whatever, meaning of that word didn't go far, but running over people up there in Wisconsin. Like, if a psychopath or crazy person wants to do something like this, they're going to do it no matter what. And I don't think the guns are the problem. It's the people that are doing it. It's the environment that's been created from the politics and the economy, what they've done. to ruining our economy and ruining our quality of life and you name it. I would guess there's probably a lot more than 12 million ARs. I would bet you there's a whole lot more than that. That might be the number that they've thrown out there in some sort of study or something. I would be willing to bet that that number is much higher. And, well, I saw the one guy. Anything, he keeps using the word automatic. He means to say, this politician, he means to say semi-automatic. There's fully automatic, fully, and semi-automatic. Big difference. First of all, fully automatics, they're not outlawed by any stretch of the word. They're just hard to get. The only ones you can get are grandfathered in. They're old, right? Anybody who's ever or has any knowledge would tell you, unless it is a mounted fully automatic weapon, which would be like a mounted 50 caliber, whatever, mounted to like a Jeep or sitting on a tripod or something like that, you're not going to have any accuracy. Guys that have to use these weapons all the time, put them on burst. They flip them over on burst because most of them have select fire, fully automatic, 3-round burst, or single fire, single shot. When you go fully automatic, it's going all over the place. You cannot accurately fire more than like 3 rounds. Like typically 1 and 2 are going where you want them. By the time you hit the 3rd one, you're off. 4th round, forget about it. Usually. Jelly's coming out of this thing. It's all over my teeth. You have to buy a license to own a fully automatic weapon. Okay? It's actually cheap. It's not that expensive. You go through the background check. You get the permit. The only thing that makes fully automatic weapons hard to obtain, unless you have a criminal background or whatever, as long as you're just an everyday citizen, if you want to own one, is purchasing it. It's going to cost you anywhere in between $15,000 and $25,000 for your run-of-the-mill fully automatic weapon. That's how it is. And those weapons will always have values like that because of the way they've done the laws here now. Most of the politicians don't know. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't understand, nor do they want to really, what aspects of firearm ownership. Like most people that own firearms are extremely responsible with their firearms. They're 100% law-abiding citizens. They just are. And they keep their weapons put up, cleaned. You got to keep them clean because if not, they're going to rust. They're going to start breaking down. Keep the weapons clean. Keep them unloaded. Most of them. Now the ones used for home protection are going to be right near where the owner and operator is going to be at. Bedroom. Typically. Because that's really the only time you're worried about somebody surprising you is when you're trying to lay down and go to sleep. So, the stuff Biden's been saying, I mean, it's like a parody cartoon of what real life is. It makes no sense. The stuff he's saying. Oh yeah, the stuff about the cannon too. I've made comments about this on YouTube. You could own a cannon? There's no rule against that. That's stupid. The whole point is to be able to defend ourselves, the civilians, against a tyrannical government. And more now than ever before is that relevant. And I know a lot of people would argue with me about this. That's fine. You can believe what you want and you can think what you want. I understand that not everyone is on the same page. And I understand that not everybody's going to agree with me when it comes to this. And I also understand that me saying some of the things that I'm saying right now and talking the way I'm talking right now isn't exactly great for my YouTube presence or my image or whatever, but I think it's important to speak out if you can and speak logic and try to help some people understand that might not understand exactly where you're coming from. Because, like I said, dude, the Second Amendment has nothing to do with hunting. Absolutely nothing. Except the fact that it encompasses and protects the same weapons of you being able to own weapons to hunt with. Guns to hunt with, I should say. People still own warships. Today, people own tanks, bazookas, rocket launchers. You're allowed to own anything that would be considered commonplace weapons. You can't own like small scale nuclear weapons. You can't own that. Like, that's one thing you can't own. There's very few things you're not allowed to own. And there's licenses you can apply for to own just about anything. Like I said, if you want to own a fully automatic weapon, the license isn't that expensive at all. It might, I can't remember how much it is, so I'm not going to say. But I do know it's not that much. It's purchasing that fully automatic weapon that's going to cost you, right? And then once you own that fully automatic weapon, that's yours now. And the federal government knows you have it. They know everything about it. I mean, yeah, pictures in Israel, people walking around with their service weapons. Well, it's funny. Here's one thing I saw that's really funny. They're wanting to spend $40 billion to arm the Ukraine. We're arming them to fight. But yet they want to disarm us. What's that tell you? And they want to disarm Russia. They're doing the exact same thing they're wanting to do. They're not going to. It's not going to happen. They're wanting to do the same things to us as they want to do to Russia. They look at Russia as the enemy. So what does that make you think that they look at us as? They look at us as the enemy. They want to disarm us. Same as they want to do to Russia. Same as they want to do to any enemy, for that matter. $40 billion is a huge amount of money. I don't understand how much money that is. And then we've gotten into spending trillions in this last few years, which is bull. It's bull crap. The number trillion should never be uttered by the government outside of their debt number that they've acquired over the years. And they have ran our country into the debt, as far like they've ran our country into the ground because of the debt they've put everything in. Well, there you go, you're getting blocked. You do yourself a favor and stop posting and stop making accounts. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It makes me angry. I don't care. I'll just keep blocking them. What is it? But, well, I don't think it's wrong, as most of us know how to use it, and some are very good with an AR. Yet it's not allowed. What'd you post before? I got a bunch of spam. Wyoming, don't get me started. Biden leaving behind, what, $87 billion worth of our weapons and our aircraft and our computers, our buildings, our vehicles. That right there, that single action right there, in my personal opinion, is enough to he should have been yanked out of office. He should have been. Not only that, he left our people there. He left our freaking people there. They're still there. We're like 200 and some 300 days into this. 200 and some days, 300 days into this now, probably roughly. I'm guessing. There's still people there. I don't know, man. Biden, Brandon, whatever. Basement dwelling. Anybody who voted for that guy should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, I'm going to say it. I usually wouldn't say something like that because I'll usually take the side of like I don't want to offend nobody and I want to not speak. Anybody who voted for that guy should be ashamed of themselves. Seriously, they should. It's not like you didn't know beforehand that he'd already lost his freaking mind. The guy wasn't there when he started campaigning. He was already gone. Even if he would have been exactly the same as he was when he was vice president with Obama, which Obama, all that crap that Obama wanted to do, look at the interview that Obama did talking about gas prices and how much he wanted gas prices to go up to. He wanted it to be above $10 a gallon. Well, we're well on our way now. I paid almost $6 a gallon the other day. $5.75 2 days ago. Tell me he ain't got something to do with this. Go ahead and tell me that, and I ain't going to believe you. Dude's got his finger, he's got his finger in the pot. There ain't no way he doesn't. I don't think Biden's making any type of decisions. Not that that gives him any type of pass at all. That's just like saying, okay, say this guy was a serial killer 30 years ago, right? 40 years ago. And he just gets caught. Oh, now he's 75, 80 years old. Oh, we should feel sorry for him. Don't put him in prison. No. He's responsible for everything he's done and everything he's going to do. He needs to be responsible for everything that, all the embezzlement that he's done, all of the corruption, all these things that are verifiable because his numbnut son, it was either a cry for help or he was leaving those laptops behind, praying, hoping that someone would do something and not let his father into office. I don't know if that could have been it. Like he had a conscience, grew a conscience all of a sudden, was just sick of taking care of the family and doing their bidding for all those years. Maybe that was it. But to say there's no proof, then whoever says it, they're lunatics. Because there's plenty of proof. Plenty of proof. Because Hunter was just savvy enough to record everything on those laptops. And that fella that put his name on the line, the one that owned the shop, and just got ruined because of it, he deserves a medal. He deserves a freaking medal. Poor guy. And his family. His dad and his grandpa were like 3-star generals or some crazy stuff like that. Absolutely, LC. If he was doing innocent stuff that only affected him, who cares? That's just like some guy standing over in the corner smoking crack. Who cares? Dude, smoke yourself to death. I don't care. It's only hurting you. Do what you want, man. Like, I don't care. You're making bad decisions. You're the one doing the stupid stuff. Do what you want. When it starts affecting everybody around them, then that's a problem. But I know I gotta wrap it up and get off here. But what happened in Uvalde? I don't see how that kid had all that money to buy all that. Really nice. He bought a really, really nice AR. I don't know how that happened. Really makes me start thinking, like, what led up to this? Like, what all happened? George Soros, he funds all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, we're talking Antifa and all these other idiots. Like, absolutely follow the money. Let's find out how this kid was able to get that $5,000 worth of guns, ammo, and accessories? Let's find out. I want to know. I don't know about you guys. I know I do. I want to know how he was able to come up with that, because wherever that came from, there's a story there. There's something going on here. And now you look, it's taken the focus off of how big an idiot Biden is, all the stupid stuff he was doing with the Ukraine. Like, a lot of the focus has shifted. Oh, it's gun control, and it's, you know. But all right, I guess I am going to wrap it up. I got to clean up a bunch of stuff and do a bunch of other stuff. Oh yeah, the bots they're thick tonight. Coming to Wyoming. They were bussed in. Again, George Soros, which, I mean, they were literally allowed to take over in Seattle or in Washington up there somewhere, which was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Like, letting those idiots roam free and take over the police station, take over that whole area, that city block or whatever it was. One of the dumbest things I've seen in America in a long time. Like, that was really, really stupid. I guess there's dumb stuff happening all the time. These politicians just got to stop. We got to figure something else out. Like, we need to shrink this government. Small government, local government, that's really the only way to do it. And that way you nip corruption in the bud, deal with it, like, immediately. It doesn't get up these huge federal levels. Like, you deal with the local stuff immediately. And having to take processes when there's clear and present corruption and things like that, no, you just lost your job. You're done. You did that knowingly. You took money. You did this. You're done. You're done. We'll elect somebody else, or the next person in line will take over until we elect somebody else. It doesn't need to be a big process. But all right, thanks to my patrons. Thank you guys for hanging in over there. Thank you guys for the super chats tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out and spending your time with me. I do appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up or down. Delicious's channel right at the very top down there. Go subscribe to Delicious's channel. Really great guy. Love that guy. He's got all kinds of international rations and stuff that he gets his hands on over there in Poland. Got a great accent. Really good guy. So struggles a little bit with his English because, well, that's not his initial, his first language. He's speaking a second language. That's pretty awesome. All right, so go check out his channel. And all right, I guess all I got left to do is say thank you guys. Smokey for governor. Maybe one of these days I might go down that route. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how well I would be accepted. A little bit strong on my views. But all right, guys. I'll see you guys at least in another week. And if I can try to muster up a midweek live stream, I'll do that. No promises.